Good afternoon, one and all, and welcome to the build-up show for the FA Cup third round game, which sees West Ham United pit their wits against Bristol City. There you go. The Bristols. Well, we're going to play both Bristols this season because, of course, the under-23 team played against the other Bristol in the game in the EFL Trophy. That was a 4-1 win. Will we get a similar scoreline today as the senior team face the other Bristol? Let's certainly hope so. Welcome to everybody joining us for this show. Let me just talk you through how this is going to look. If you're a Bristol City fan and you're going to look to enjoy the build-up with us, then you are certainly very, very welcome. What we do, and here is how we go through it. Sorry, I've just got to pop this up here. I don't normally do comments until a little bit later on. This is... I've just got to say, Mike is absolutely right. Right, both Bristols. It's always ideally both Bristols would be included in every single season. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop the innuendo for now. By the way, within about the next 3 minutes, we're going to get the starting lineups. We're going to talk through the starting lineups. Some really interesting selection dilemmas, I think, probably for David Moyes, but also some selections that are clearly forced upon him. I also believe, I think here that we might well see some appeasement, possibly, hopefully for one or two of the younger players. I'm not sure if that's the case. We'll have a look at it. Once we've reflected on the West Ham starting lineup, we'll look at the bench, we'll look at the Bristol City starting lineup as well. Hopefully they've got that player called Dicky in there, which will really help me with the phrase that pays. Now, what's the phrase that pays? Some of you are asking. Well, we're going to make a little bet, which we do before every single game. With the help of the lovely live chat, you lovely folk in the live chat, what we're going to do is we're going to try and guess the scoreline. We're going to try and guess a couple of the goal scorers as well. Put a little bit of money down on it, and then hopefully somebody within the live chat will win a bounty, not the chocolate, the bounty of money, the kitty. Not that, not like Zuma's kitty. Anyway, there we go. So 2 minutes until the starting lineups are revealed. I think this is the only part where I can really give sort of any real opinion without knowing it. I always make a point of not knowing the starting lineup because I just find it more fun to find it officially by official means. I'm sort of hoping David Moyes tries to do something a little bit more creative here. I didn't like... Look, it was a good draw against Brighton. A really, really good draw. The lack of creativity was a bit of a problem. It seems with Mikel Antonio being injured now that I feel we're definitely an attacker too short, if you know what I mean. You cannot rely on Pablo Fornals and Said Benrahma to be effective wingers. Even if one of them does okay against Bristol City, this is not the way forward for us. So I'd like to see David Moyes trying something else. I do not want to see both of those players starting because if it does, and I'm not beating up on David Moyes here or digging him out unnecessarily, I will start to wonder what he's watching. He couldn't have watched anything in that Brighton game from an attacking point of view from both of those players and liked what he saw. Now, I'm quite sure he liked the tracking back and all that other stuff that he seems to really, really like. But this is not really what's gonna get us through and get us to score goals because, I mean, we're going to play Sheffield United on the 21st of January. So we've got a little break after this game. They're going to sit back. They're going to be resolute. They're going to be dogged. They're going to really try and make it difficult for us. So I'd like to see him try something else just to inject a little bit of creativity. I'm not sure we'll see it. I said for this one, I may even tried Emerson at left wing for this just to see if he could do something else. It seems to me almost anything is better than our wing options. I'd like to see Maxwell Cornet. I don't think I'm going to see it. It's the hour mark now. So we're going to see. I'm going to refresh the page and see what the team is for West Ham today. It's there. We got it. We got the starting lineup. Oh, for goodness sake. Anyway, right. So let me just deal with the starting lineup now. Lucas Fabianski is in goal. Vladimir Soufal has returned at right back following a little bout of illness. I think he had the sniffles, had the lurgy, the man flu. Kurt Zuma returns. Captain Zuma returns for this one alongside Mavropanos. The official lineup has Zuma at right centre-back, Mavropanos at left centre-back. Think it'll probably be the other way round. Emerson is playing. It seems it will be a left back. Edson Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček in central midfield. And then you have Pablo Fornals, Jared Bowen, and Lucas Paquetá. Now, I'm really first of all really pleased to see Zuma back, and I'm really pleased to see Paquetá back. Now, this is important. David Moyes is taking this seriously, irrespective of whether you think there's not enough attacking players in it, and I don't think there is. I'm not thrilled to see Fornals there. It has to be said. David Moyes will consider this to be his best team at the moment. And there you go. I mean, that's basically where we are with it. It should be enough. Let's be fair. It really should be enough to see through Bristol City. We certainly hope so. It was really interesting looking at the results from yesterday. I was sort of read through them on our Patreon breakfast show. We read through the results from yesterday. Not I remember. I looked through all of them. I don't remember looking at any scorelines and seeing any massive upsets there. So, yeah, perhaps one is on the cards for today. I bloody well hope not. Paquetá coming back is very, very important. So, but I still look at that team and see two attackers. I must be perfectly honest with you there. I see two attackers in our team, which, come on. Anyway, that's where we are. Hopefully we can deal with that at some point during the window. I'm not overly negative about it, because I'm hoping and I'm thinking and I'm confident that we'll win the game. But I think you get something here. And I don't overly want to sort of dig out Fornals. I'll be saying the same had it been not Fornals, it had been Benrahma instead. You hope that those players will be able to score against Bristol City. That Fornals might have dropped off and he might not be the creative player that we signed when we signed him for whatever it was. I always get confused. It was 23 or 27 million when we signed it from Spain. But whatever it is, a lot of money, an awful lot of money. Well, I put it this way. Bristol City sold Alex Scott, right? And he was their top superstar player. We bought Pablo Fornals for more than Bristol City sold Alex Scott for. So, by that rationale, he should be able to tear him apart. He might not be able to do it in the Premier League, but I'm hoping he can get there. I hope he gets some assists. I hope he gets some goals. And I really do. That's what I want to happen. I think he's going to be with us the remainder of the season and find some form. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more on the bench, though, actually. So if you wouldn't mind, Charlie, talking about the goals. Before we get to the bench, yes, sorry, I almost forgot. How do you feel about the starting 11? The poll is up now. Go and Charlie would have put some firm and fruity categories in the poll. How do you feel about the starting lineup? He's gone strong. There's no doubt about it. Maybe I'm being a little bit moany. He's gone strong on that. I have to say. I think I just wanted a little bit more adventure. Is that? Am I? I guess I can't have it both ways, can I? I want him to take it seriously. Hey, look, if we win, no problem at all. Wouldn't mind a little bit of entertainment as well. I believe the stadium is full today, which is really good. And I'll tell you why it's actually doubly good for a couple of reasons. Number one, the stadium's full. There's a number of people that I have spoken to via, sort of Hammers chat, and the comments on the videos and social media and obviously Patreon and things like that. There's a number of people either taking their children for the first time or they're taking their nephew or something. There's at least 5 or 6 messages. This was children's first game of football, going to see West Ham. A big deal. It's a big day. I want them to be entertained. The other good thing about it is there's 9,000 Bristol City fans. That's a lot of Bristol Cities, do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking that when they do the FA Cup game, I think they get something like 40% of the gate receipt for FA Cup games. Same for everyone. If we were to go to Old Trafford, we'd get, a higher percentage than you normally get for normal games. So I think that's really good, really good for Bristol City. Hopefully should get them a good payday. So it should be good old crowd. I think it's 63,000 or something like that today. So big old crowd. Anyway, there we go. Oh, okay. So Mike's just saying, okay, so the kids' tickets was only £1 today. Okay. Look. Anyway, hopefully they get a bit of a windfall from it. I really do. I hope they get plenty of money, Bristol City, and then go out the tournament, and then be delighted for them if they got to the playoffs. So I feel for Bristol City, having looked at them before they got quite a lot of money for Alex Scott, and they haven't spent much money. So I think they could probably do with a little bit of extra cash. Let's put it this way. Right, let me just have a little look at the bench. So the bench is Areola, Angelo Ogbonna, Danny Ings, Aaron Cresswell, Cy Benrahma, Maxwell Cornet, Connor Coventry, Ben Johnson, Davine Mabama. That's it. I mean, it's a pretty standard bench as well. And yeah, I think, yeah, look, if I was a young player, I think this was probably the last time. Unless, as I say, there weren't a lot of upsets. Unless we get sort of in the next round a League One team or something like that, I think this is it. I think this was the youngsters' last chance to play this season. If, sort of some of the under-21 or the under-23 teams who have been doing so well. And as I understand it, beat Crystal Palace last night to go top of Premier League 2. I think this was it. This was the last chance to play. So, bit of a shame. But they do have a massive game coming up on Tuesday, which is away at Wickham in the EFL Trophy. So there you go. We'll get to what do you think of the team? Don't forget the poll. We'll have a little chat in a second. I'm going to do the bet first, but first of all, Charlie, can you get the Bristols out, please, sir? Can you show us Bristol City? Thank you very much. So you've got O'Leary, Tanner, Viner, Dickey. Excellent. Pleased to hear about that. Pring, Williams, Gardner, Hickman, Bell, Knight, Metty and Conway. So the Bristol City lineup again is O'Leary, is Tanner, is Viner, Dickey, Pring, Williams, Gardner, Hickman. I think that's one player. If not, they're cheating. Bell, Knight, Metty, Memty, sorry, I think it's Memty, isn't it? Memeti, and Conway. There you go. And we'll just fly through if we've got it now, Charlie. If you've managed to type it up and you know it, the Bristol bench. And that's Badic, Knight, LaBelle. Is that one person again? Same person. James King, Nelson, Wyman, Cornick, and Wells. Sorry, I got a phrase that pays. Oh dear. I do apologise. Okay, it's gonna be puerile. It's gonna be smutty, and it's gonna feature a couple of the names that are in the Bristol squad. So please don't take offence. Please don't take offence at the phrase that pays. But some of you are in this chat and you're thinking, what? What's this Mexican fella on the screen talking about the phrase that pays? What does it mean? What does the phrase that pays means? I'll tell you what it means. We're going to do a bet in a second. And in the unlikely event that this bet comes in, you don't have to pay any money. I'll pay the money, right? Hammer's chat cover the money. Don't worry. In the unlikely event that this bet comes in, we're going to give the money to I'm really trying. I'm trying to look. Listen, you lot. I'm trying to do a video here, and at the corner of my eye, I can see the live chat, and you're all trying to do very rude phrases that paises. And I'm trying to concentrate here, and some of them are very, very, very funny. I could do a video all on its own, just on your attempts at phrase that pays. There's almost nothing better. There's so many good names in the Bristol City team. The name of the club itself, Bristol City, it's a gift. It's just a gift from the heavens, quite frankly, in terms of the phrase that pays. I'm going to ignore you for a minute, all right? I'm not looking at you. You're mischief-making wrong-uns, all right? Oh, you lot. So, anyway, where was I? I'm explaining about the bet. In the unlikely event that the bet comes in, someone that has typed the phrase that pays, you don't know it yet. You haven't got the official one. These are all like ringers here. These are unofficial phrases that paises. Well, I'll give you the real one in a minute. When I tell you what it is, if you type that in and the bet comes in, we will be giving somebody in the live chat some money. So, boys and girls, if you're a regular, you know what comes in now. I'm looking for a scoreline. I don't want 1-0 because it's crap. It's like whatever 6-1, or it's gives nobody any money. I don't want to give someone a fiver, right? I want to give someone a few £100 here. Ideally, more than 500 quid. So. Listen, you are, Chris. All of you are wrong uns. Honestly, to some of the stuff you're typing, disgusting. Something wrong up there, you lot. Rude, filth. I think my phrase that pays, I've already written it down, is pretty bad. So I'm a wrong un as well. Right, I've got to stop. Okay, right. Do you know what? I'm going with this. Where has it gone? Stephen Gray. It's the first one I saw. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Let me just stop the chat there. Stephen Gray. It said 4-1 to West Ham. Now, look, first of all, and Tom said that as well. I know this may be disrespectful to Bristol City. I ain't looking to be disrespectful to Bristol City. I hope you do. I hope you do well in the league. I hope you get lots of money. But we need to beat you today. And I could try and be respectful and say 0-0, but it's not going to win anyone any cash. And as nice as I want to be to Bristol City, my loyalty is to the Hammers Chat subscribers in the live chat, and I want to win someone some money. So we're going to need a big scoreline like that. So whilst you're doing that, whilst I'm going and getting on the scoreline at 4-1, which I do think's a really healthy score. I've actually got to scroll down to get to 4-1. Oh, that's a good start. That's a good start. I think what we're going to need now is okay. I'm gonna try and do something a little bit naughty here. Now it's a little bit unlikely, but I want to do a big bet. Can we start with 2 West Ham goal scorers, please? I want West Ham goal scorers. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Lewis, I'm going to take one of those. I'm going to take Ward-Prowse as a goal scorer. Whilst I go and pop Ward-Prowse in the goal scoring list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to score any time. It's not great. It's not a great one. It doesn't boost it hugely. So we're looking for another goal scorer now. Okay, I've got just this one here, Ben. I'm not choosing anyone in particular. It's what's catching my eye straight away. I'm going to go with that, Ben. I'm going to go with Paquetá there. I'm going to feeling we're going to need a little bit more than this. I'll tell you what. Someone stuck Tilo Kehra's on the list. That's definitely not happening, is it? Emerson Palmieri. They've hidden him. They've stolen Lucas Paquetá. Surely he's got to be there somewhere. I'm serious. Unless I've gone completely bonkers, I can see no Lucas Paquetá on the list. I'm telling you. He's not. Lucas Paquetá is not on my goal scorers list. And I'm going to out them here. I'm going to out them. This is Bet365. It's not. I mean, what more can I do? I've looked 3 times. I mean, crikey, you got Levi Lang there. You got, honestly, you got Ben Johnson there. We got Ollie Skiles there. We actually have, and I don't want to refresh it because I'll lose the bet I've done so far. Right. Sorry, boys and girls. We're going to need somebody else aside from Lucas Paquetá. It is rigged. It is rigged. I think he's not scored any for West Ham. I think he's scored a joint or one. He's one off the record. He's scored lots, Chris. Lots. Do you know what? I'm going to go with that because I think that I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Mavropanos. But in answer to Chris's question, he has not scored any free kicks for West Ham. Lots of assists, but no free kicks for West Ham. And by the way, Chris, this bet is not me specifying that he's going to score a free kick. Far from it. I don't have to. I'm just going to go with a goal. Right, I'm going to try and boost this very, very quickly. I've had a little look. I've done some research for once. They got a dirty, basically, let me tell you now, they've got a dirty player in their team. He's called Dicky. They've got a dirty Dicky, quite frankly, right? I am going to have a bet that Dirty Dicky is going to be sent off. All right? That's it. That is the bet. That's the bet. I'm placing the bet now. It's done. The bet is placed. It's as simple as that. Just going to check it. I'm going to read it out. All right. Let's just go back to you lot. Okay, so here's this is very true. It's very true, mate. It's very true. But he will be. He absolutely will be. If he gets a red card, it will be a Dirty Dicky's been pulled off. Didn't need that, did we? Anyway, right. So because he has got 5 yellow cards this season as Dirty Dicky and 1 red card. So here's what's going to happen. Which is now it's the bet builder we're doing here. It's the full-time score will be West Ham 4, Bristol City 1. James Ward-Prowse is going to score any time. Konstantinos Mavropanos, the greatest name in all of football, is going to score at any time. And Rob Dirty Dicky is going to be sent off. In the unlikely event of that happening, one of you, yeah, I'm thinking one of you one of you wins £1,000 or two of you win 500. First person that pops up there, I'll do it. I'm looking. I'm watching the screen at the moment. Either that. Two people win 500. One person wins 1,000. Waiting. You're not typing. Oh, 2 times 500. That's Matt. Do you know what, Matt? Fine. You're quick. Hey, he's like Clint Eastwood, isn't he, Matt? He's not mucking around, is he? There you go. Mike, I'd even endorse that. That'd be good. Okay, so 2 people. Now, I just want to point this out. This is a play on words. So, because obviously we're going to use Dicky, but I should actually point out that the other name is actually from the Bristol City bench, and they have a player called Wells. So the phrase that pays is "My Dicky isn't Wells." Okay, my Dicky isn't Wells. The phrase that pays. You type that into the chat. Type it into the chat, and if we win 4-1 and Mavropanos scores and all of that good stuff happens, and you've typed "My Dicky isn't Wells" into the chat, then two of you are gonna win £500. And I tell you what, we'll also do. In the event that happens, we'll throw in a Gianluca. We'll throw in a Gianluca Scamacca t-shirt with it. How do you like that? Eh? A Hammers chat Gianluca Scamacca t-shirt. I mean, don't get much better than that. I'll tell you what do I say? Good times in life. So there you go. There's the bet. I'll just read it out one more time. West Ham win 4-1. Ward-Prowse score anytime. Mavropanos score anytime. Dirty Dicky, who plays for Bristol City, to be sent off. This has taken a very no, that's not it. That's not it, Chris. It's I will allow you entry into the competition, but it is "My Dicky isn't Wells." There you go. But anyway, oh my word. Anyway, that's it. We're not done. I don't mean that's it. That's not the end of the video. I mean, we've read the lineups. We've read both lineups. We've got a bet. Our lineup, by the way, is Soufal, Mavropanos, Zuma, Emerson, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Fornals, Paquetá, Bowen, with Lucas Fabianski in goal. The lineups are on the bottom of the screen there. This game is not on the telly, as I understand it. So in about, what is the time now? Whatever, 12 minutes, something like that. Charlie will be along. When Charlie comes along, he will take you through and take you through a watch along. So if you're unable to watch it, don't worry, Charlie can watch it for you and explain what's going on. However, he will also may well explain how you can watch it on the radio, if you know what I mean. Just in case. So I have not yet worked out how I can watch it on the radio. So I'll be sort of trying to find out as well. And yeah, so Charlie will take you through it, and you can do the watch along in the comfort. Hey, Bristol City, in the bosom of fellow West Ham fans, right? That'd be really nice. So that'd be really good. So Charlie will take you through it. It'll be nice. He'll probably turn up. I reckon in about 12 minutes, he's going to turn up with, it'd be all chilled, have a nice cup of soup or something. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Anyway, right. Let's get on to the football now. Well, it has been football. Thank you very much. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much indeed. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little chat. I would like to know, what do you think of the team? Tell me, am I being overly critical? Am I being harsh on Fornals? I like him. I got a lovely person, lovely bloke. I feel that it lacks a little bit of adventure, the team, but he's taking it seriously. And I do think even just Paquetá being in there is going to make it so much better. I really do. So much better. I think the thing is, he's probably going to play Jarrod Bowen as a striker now. Fornals on the right wing? Do we think that? Maybe. It's obviously going to be Paquetá there as ammunition. I would be surprised if Paquetá plays the game right close. Gets as close as he possibly can to Jarrod Bowen. It should be enough. You'd certainly hope so. But it doesn't. Is it just me? I feel we're an attacker short. I really do. Let's see what he's saying. Barry said, I'd like to have seen more youth. Yeah, a couple on the bench. I'm thinking exactly the same as some of these things. I cannot read out. So Lucas says Fornells is the best of a bad bunch there. Dylan says, hope Fornells is a great game, can add something to the team while the AFCON is on. Yeah, look, do you know what? People love him. No one's got a bad word to say about the man. It's just a winger? No, come on. It really does show the dearth of quality in the squad that this is our answer on the wing. That there's nobody under there. As I say, I'd like to have seen Cornet, but I don't even know why David Moyes is putting Cornet on the bench. I mean, up to now, hopefully he proves me wrong. Up to now, I haven't seen him. I'd love to think that we see Cornet today. I don't think we will, in which case, what's he doing on the bench? Well, what are the circumstances in which Cornet will get used? I don't know. Morning, Major. He said, need one or two youngsters in the starting lineup. Need to blood some of them. Yeah, I think so. Peter says, a too strong team. If we get injuries, main players, we could be in trouble. I wanted him to take it seriously, Peter. I've got to say, I'm not arguing with Alvarez being there. I want Pakatara in there. I want Bowen in there. Mavropanos, Emerson. This is great. I just don't. I think that the team is strong until you get to that wide area. And I think we just lack a threat. And look, Fornells has become, I've said it numerous times. And as I mentioned on a video the other day, initially I said it, I was mischief making. When I called him a holding winger and a defensive wide player, I was being cheeky, right? But it was what happened. It is what's happened. That's what he is. Fornells is there to defend. Do we need to do that? Do we need to double up on that side against Bristol City? Look, maybe we do. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. I'd just like to have seen an attacking player there. I think it's really hard when you look at his stats at the moment to say that Fornells is an attacking player. I hope to be proven wrong. I know he's got it in him. The old Fornells definitely had it in him. The end of last season, he felt like he was getting his flair back. So I don't mind a strong team. In fact, I just want it to be a bit stronger, if anything. Blandest midfield ever. Only way it could be worse is if Coventry was in for Alvarez. I do think that's all we've got, isn't it? Again, it's all we've got. I think Gio said Lewis Orford to be in there. I said Earthy. There's room for one. There was room, depending on, either would have been good. They're both going to play on Tuesday. I get that. But these are young men. They can play on Sunday and play on Tuesday as well. I fancy Fornells to score today. You want to get on that, Darren? Get on that one. Mike is right. Look, Fornells, he hasn't got the flair. He still does a job. Unfortunately, that's what I'm saying. That job is a defensive one. Anyway, let's have a look what Matt is. Oh, my goodness. I've only read the start of this. I may regret it. Okay. Gonzo, I have something to say. On Wednesday, I was happily watching Hammer's chat forum on the toilet. And I dropped my phone in the toilet. No, I apologize. I apologize. I feel partially responsible for that. Matt, I am really sorry. I've got a couple of questions actually, but I'm not sure they're appropriate, quite frankly. I've got a lot of sympathy for you. A lot of sympathy for you, Matt. I hope you've entered the phrase that pays. Let's put it that way, mate. Michael, voice of an angel, Michael Levy Jr. I would have. You'd like to sing? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Kadua. Just one fearless youth player amongst all the experience. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you now. I'm glad somebody has asked me this, as no one has ever asked me this before. I'm not a mystical person, right? I don't believe in stuff. I'm not superstitious. I am not a believer in stuff. I don't believe that hypnosis works. I don't believe in anything. Right? Any of that stuff. Burning oils or whatever. Alternative medicine, nothing. I believe in almost nothing, right? Okay, so I'll tell you this, and I'll just say this. Somebody once said I've got a hangover cure. That load of old nonsense, absolute rubbish. And they said you have to go to a health food shop to get it. At the moment anyone says any of that stuff to me, I'm thinking, nah, I can't leave it out. I'm not interested in all that. But he said, try it out. And it was basically these tablets, and they were root of artichoke, is what they were. Nasty capsules. I mean, too big to swallow. They look like something you might stick up your jacksie, right? But anyway, He said to me, always have that before. He said, big glass of water, root of artichoke tablet before you go to bed after you've been drinking. Wake up in the morning, still got a dicky stomach, have a glass of lemonade. Bob's your uncle. It worked. It worked. You probably haven't got time to get down Holland and Barrett now. Maybe bloody expensive in there, isn't it? Bloody expensive. Anyway, I hope that's helped, quite frankly. This would be the team today against Manchester City. It's the best option available. Darren is absolutely right. I don't think it's the best option available, but he's absolutely right. So I agree with the first bit. I'd still play Cornet, I've got to say, ahead of Fornals on the wing. I really would, but he's absolutely right. This is the best David Moyes thinks he can do. That's it. Elk the Hammer says Moyes is lacking bottle against Start Mubama with Pakistan. But I believe this. This is actually it, isn't it? As well. I also agree with this. Every time someone puts up a good idea, I'm thinking, yeah, I like this one. If you'd have started Bowen on the right with Bummer as a centre forward, then that's another way to leave Fornals out. As I say, I've got nothing against Fornals. Hopefully, look, if we can turn back and we can get Spain under 21 Fornals back, and he can turn back the clock, great. If we score, it'll be Paqueta, assist Bowen, or a corner. You're absolutely right. Yeah, let's not forget the corners. You know, if we can get enough shots out, we get enough corners, we should do okay. And look, I mean, this is a running theme. Michael there is saying, where's the youth? Mark says Bowen could get very frustrated in this game. Metaversal Threat says, we can't risk our starting 11 at this stage in the competition. I think he has to. After what happened against Liverpool, I think he has to. I don't think he can be seen to throw the League Cup and throw the FA Cup, particularly when we don't have a game for 2 weeks. Yeah, classic 5-5 formation. So I like it. Someone's agreed. Greg says, no, you're bang on. Gonzo, Fornals is finished. He doesn't want to be here. No, I don't think he does want to be here. Would have liked to have seen Mubama or Scarles. And by the way, I don't blame Fornals for not wanting to be here. I think if I'd been in his position, I think if I'd turned up as a tricky winger at a club and I've been, a tricky sort of attacker and I've been played out of position and had a flair coached out of me, and then I was just a bit part player who was a substitute most of the time, I think I'd want to leave as well. I'd want to go back home. You know, I really would. Pocky Punk says, if Bell gets sent off, the commentator would say, and the match for Bell ends. Yeah, I don't know about that as more Alan Partridge than anything else, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyway. Mike, good afternoon, Mike. Moyes wouldn't dare throw this one, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Now, to be fair, Mike typed that before I said it because I'm way behind in the chat. In fact, I can see now I'm 8 minutes behind in the chat. There you go. A steady pace today, much like West Ham's attack. Definitely wanted more youth on the bench, but we're not surprised. No, we're not. We're not, Simon. We're not surprised that he's not adventurous man like that, is he? Steve Palmer says, if we get a confident, happy Fornals, I'm happy enough, but definitely would like to see more youth if we can't get Cornet on. Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd like to see both. I like this. Gonzo is a brother from another mother, and he's given the guns. Not the guns. Yeah, nice. Barry, very nice, my friend. Very nice. I'm so bad with technology. This is the thing. I don't want to spend too much time moaning about it. But this was the chance, wasn't it? I can't think of another game, as I say, unless we get. I can't even remember the draw, but unless we get a League One or a League Two team in the next round, this was the youth team's last chance. They can't do anymore, by the way. They can't do anymore. They're top of Premier League 2. They are top of their basically equivalent of the Champions League group. They're top of their Champions League group and the knockout stages of the EFL Trophy against the grown-up teams in League 1 and League 2. They could not be any higher. They are statistically, and we won the FA Youth Cup last season, they are statistically the best youth team in the country. And you could argue the best under 23, under 21 team in Europe. That's where we are. All right, with them. And this is it. This was their chance. Now, oh my word. Do you know what that noise was? That was my computer telling me, Google Chrome, West Ham v Bristol City. Thank you very much. I'm fully aware, Mr. Google Chrome or Mrs. Google Chrome. Excuse me. Sorry. That sort of reminds me. I do apologise. I'm sorry. I'm a bit late to the party. No Geo today. You might have noticed. No Geo today. I'm afraid. Very, very sorry. Got bigger fish to fry today, I'm afraid. Miley Cyrus album signing. He is very excited. Very, very excited. I think she's going to be there with her dad. I think they're doing a dual, like an achy breaky heart thing and a dual album signing. He cannot wait. He cannot wait. He's bought the VIP ticket, which means not only does he get the signed album, gets a selfie as well. It's good. Good for him. Good for him is what I say. Anyway. Hammers Mikey. Hello, Mikey. 4 nails wasted on the wing again. Moyes has ruined the poor guy mentally and physically. It's really hard to argue with that. In fact, I'm not going to argue with that. Dan Hunter is leaning against maybe even a Marshall amp. I can't see. I think. Oh, well, he's definitely got a guitar. He's got a guitar. I tell you what, he's got a triangular shaped guitar as well. Dan, I'm seeing it about as well as I might do a double glasses job. Oh, Dan. Nice guitar, Dan. Nice amp as well. I'm getting a feeling with that, right? I'm thinking he is like a metal guitarist, is what I'm thinking. Dan is there. A metal guitar. He's an Iron Maiden guy, isn't he? I think he's an Iron Maiden guy. Do you know what I mean? Metallica. I think he likes Metallica, Dan. I'm guessing there. I want confirmation, please, Dan. Anyway, Dan says Gibson Flying V. Oh, a Gibson Flying V. Now, I know what a Gibson Les Paul is. I used to have a fake one. Gibson Flying V. Does that sound like a Les Paul, does it? What a lovely sound your Les Paul has. And
sorry to interrupt. What I've realised...
Les Paul Kossoff. Go on.
What I've realised here is that I clicked on the comments to tell you what it was, to confirm, and now I've lost the original one. So if you have it, you might need to put it back up. But if it's gone for you, that comment's good. Okay, cool. Apologies, Dan. Sorry, Dan.
Can you get out the chat, please?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mr. Charlie Walsh, who's going to tell you about the poll. Right, Charlie.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
All right.
Do you know, Dan? I like your guitar as well.
Any idea what guitar it is, Charlie?
None whatsoever.
All right, excellent.
We asked how you felt about the starting 11. There were 4 options. Unbridled joy. It is good, full stop. Negative vibes. And then it's crap, to be honest. Gonzo, how do you reckon it went? I reckon you'd probably be correct. If you guessed, you'd probably be bang on.
What was the one after Unbridled Joy?
It is good, full stop.
And they not the...
So you have Unbridled Joy.
Yeah.
It is good, full stop. Negative vibes. It's crap, to be honest.
I think it may be negative vibes. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm the negative Nelly. Negative Nigel. Sorry, whatever.
It seems you are, because it is good, full stop. So 3% of people said it was crap, to be honest. 11% of people said they had unbridled joy. 17% said negative vibes, and 67% even says it is good. Which...
Sorry, he's got a sense of humour, Stan. Completely wrong. He's a Miley Cyrus fan. I like it. He's queuing up with Gio at the moment.
Oh, is that where he is?
Is
that where Gio is? I haven't spoken to him today.
Well, it's not I doubt anyone has. He's probably got his phone switched off.
Well,
wait, he wants to save his battery for the selfie with Miley and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Was Billy Ray there as well?
Oh, it's a double thing, man. It's a double
Billy Ray Cyrus off of Old Town Road. That one.
What? What's that? He sings that.
What do you mean? What's Old Town Road?
What is it? He sings, "Don't take my achy breaky heart." That one he sings.
Yeah, I mean, that has
Just
been
don't
relevant.
think
Old Town Road is relevant.
I reckon I'm singing it now. Dan's joining on the V-Shack guitar. If you take my heart, my achy breaky heart.
No, I'm talking about why he's relevant now. Old Town Road, Lil Nas X.
Who? What words? Old Town Road. What are the words you're saying after that?
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas. What? What is it?
Lil space.
Lil.
NAS space.
Lil
X.
Nas. X.
X.
What, like the Twitter thing? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what words you're saying.
What do you mean?
Lil Nas X. What is that?
Like,
is it a program? Is he in a program or something?
The artist. Maybe maybe one of the biggest artists of the last 5 years.
Oh, really? Oh,
Old Town Road was maybe the biggest song that's happened in the last.
What road?
Old Town. I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. That's Lil Nas X. That's Lil Nas X and Billy Ray. Billy Ray does the chorus, isn't it?
Hold on, isn't that sounds like a different kind of music? That's a rap music.
Country rap. There was a whole controversy.
There was a music called country rap.
Well, there was a whole controversy, wasn't there, about which chart it should be included in? Because
I like country. I'd like country rap. This is my kind of music. I like both of those things.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. I mean, he's talking about country stuff.
I would like to hear like a Public Enemy with Johnny Cash thing, or Big Daddy Kane with Dolly Parton or something. That's what I'm thinking. I would like to hear.
I'm shocked. I said Old Town Road, and your brain didn't just instantly go, "Oh, that thing that was everywhere for about a year and a half."
Hold on. You're named after Iggy Pop. You can't call me an old man. Have you heard of Iggy Pop, Charlie?
Of course, of course. The Passenger, huge song, you know. And I ride and I ride.
Charlie, get your granddad off.
Listen, Michael. I'm not being funny, right? My granddad died in 2020. I'm pretty sure even he knew who Lil Nas X is right now.
I'm not laughing about you passing to your granddad.
I'm pretty certain even he would know. Okay.
Would he be giving it the old stuff and all that, would he?
Yeah, he was hitting whips, Gonzo, and nays.
Excellent. Well, yeah, quite right too. He's obviously talking. He's not bad. That's not the phrase that pays. Can I just say?
It sounded a little bit like it. Your man played, so you'd be happy.
They did, absolutely. Johnny Cash.
He's a good artist. But yeah, no, I can't lie. I'm happy with the lineup. I know you're very disheartened by it, but I'm really happy with it.
Too strong a phrase. You're good at this phrase stuff. What do you attribute that phrase to me for? Can you tell me give me another one, what I'm thinking.
I can't use that one. Give me a facial expression, and then I'll tell you. I'll give you the word. Give me the facial expression that sums it up. You're good at this sort of stuff. See, that was very nonplussed. That was very laissez-faire. That was very, come see, come sight. That was, what I mean? That one was a bit... I expected it to be more negative than that. Yours was just sort of like, whatever, we move. Whereas I won't go with unbridled joy.
I love in the chat. I'm loving the chat.
So am I, to be fair. So am I. I mean, some huge songs. I'm shocked.
All right.
I'm shocked. He brought out Billy Ray at Glastonbury a couple of years ago. Last year, the year before, maybe.
Little Nas brought out Billy Ray.
Yeah. To do.
That's what Lil means little.
Yeah. Or did Miley Cyrus bring him out? One of them did. I can't remember which way around it was. I can't remember. M. Collingwood. I cannot click on that one.
Well, as long as Little Nas didn't bring him off, that's the main thing.
Well, listen. Lil Nas X has some bangers, some bangers. You should look up the discography. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I feel like there's a little bit of. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there is some sort of happy middle ground where, like, maybe one youth player gets in or whatever. But I feel like there's a little bit of cake and eat it too with this. Like, we can't complain about him throwing the Liverpool game because he rotated, and then when he puts the strongest lineup possible in the FA Cup, we then all get very pissed off about it. I understand there's a middle ground somewhere. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but that's the strongest lineup we could possibly put out. I don't see any way in which we could put out a stronger lineup than that.
So I almost turned it to Bruce Forsyth then. I think one of the lovely subscribers said earlier, put Mubama in and then move Bowen out to the right. I think it has a little bit more panache.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. One thing I would say is, see, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. My problem is, Bama has flattered to deceive a little bit when he's played. Now, that's not me. That's, to be clear, not writing him off at all. I still have huge high hopes for him, and I want him to get as much game time as possible.
Yeah.
But especially with Tuesday coming up for the youth, for the development team playing against Wickham, I think that's arguably a bigger game for them. And I think if you play all of them
in that team, really.
He's played in that cup, hasn't he?
Okay, yeah, yes, he has played in it, but he's not been one of the mainstays in the team. I would see people in the chat. Honestly, I was just spend a considerable. I'm happy to stop the video and just read all this, but no, to get back on track, he is. I just think it would give us a little bit more attacking thrust, as Sean would say.
I somewhat agree and I somewhat disagree. I think one of our big problems against whoever the last game was Brighton. Brighton, yeah. We really struggled to get out of our defensive area. Now, obviously, different story. You're playing against Brighton, who are very Brighton-y, deserby and all that. And then you're playing against Bristol City. Obviously, two very different types of teams you're going up against, two different types of scenarios. But I think part of the problem is we just needed to be able to build up, and being realistic about it. Charity, I'll lob the bench up for you now underneath.
Oh, I was just about to do that while you were talking. I was going to do that.
I apologise. Gonzo put the bench up. I think realistically, there you go.
There's the Bristols.
That's the one he was.
He wanted the Bristols.
He wanted to look at Naki Wells and Andy King.
Is it? Who is Naki Wells?
Naki, yeah. Do you remember him?
I've heard of him. Maybe I've not heard of the rapper, but I've heard of Naki Wells.
You've probably heard.
Did he do anything with Billy
Andy
Ray
King?
Cyrus?
You might know Andy King.
Who?
Andy King. He played for Leicester. He might have won. He probably was in.
I've heard of Andy King.
I think he was on the bench during their title-winning season. I think.
Yeah.
He's been around.
I've heard of Taylor Swift as well.
Very
popular, apparently.
He's got some of the pop knowledge that you would not suspect from someone who didn't know Xbox for a while. But I think the idea is, right, when you look at someone like, you have to be able to build up, and this is kind of my problem when people, for example, ask for two up front quite a lot. Not at the moment, but sometimes people.
The Bristols, they got two up front.
Well, there you go. After exactly. They go, we got two up front. Yeah, but if you can't get the ball to the one up front with 5 people in that midfield, how the hell are you going to get it with even less people? And I think that we sometimes need to forget that we do actually have to get the ball there. I don't disagree, and actually, part of me would be tempted today to put Paquetá up front and then have Bowen out on that right hand side, because I do definitely agree that I think having Fornals, my big problem with including Fornals is I think that means he's probably going to be on the right. And I think that really diminishes him. I would be fine with him being on the left, but I think on the right, he just doesn't. I don't know why, it just doesn't fully click for me, and I'm not sure entirely why. Because I do like him on the left
from the right.
There's something about it.
I do agree. Because see, here's what it is. Here's my theory. Because he's not rapidly quick, he can't run down the line and swing the ball over with his stronger foot. So he has to check back. So because he's slow, it puts him on his weaker foot on the right hand side. When he runs down the left, he has to stop because he's slow and check back. It puts him on his stronger foot, so at least he can cross with an in swinger.
That's probably part of it. To be fair, I think that's probably part of it. I think another part of it is just, natural positioning's different. Do you know what I mean?
Would you some people in the conversation asking if it's on the radio today, Charlie? Would you like to say anything about the visual radio?
There are definitely ways you can watch it. If you are looking for a way to watch the game today, what you could do, there's 2 ways to do it. First of all, you can scroll down to the link in the description below where there is a bit there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, there's a bit on the left-hand side. It's a lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are welcome. But on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links in which you'll find what you're looking for. Also, it's available on betting apps, which is the way I'm going to be trying to watch it. Is on Bet365, for example, if you have at least £1 in your account, you should be able to watch it on there, which is the way I'm going to be trying to watch it. Otherwise, yeah.
That was some amazing editing, Charlie. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the video editing of Charlie to introduce that live, what's that thing? OBS? OSB? I know
OBS is one minute, yeah.
OSB's wood. OBS, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of plywood. Love that.
Yeah. Very, very clever. He's pre-edited it. He's
Listen.
introduced it into the video. It would have been seamless, but I've stopped to talk about it.
No. Shout out Mulchmite, by the way. But yeah, the buttons, man. Once you set them up once, you never have to set them up again. That's the joy of the system, you know.
I saw this thing. The Stream Deck. The Stream Deck.
Yeah.
Elgato Stream Deck, it was called. You just press buttons and it does all your stuff.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, technically, you can. There's a version for your phone if you wanted to try it without actually buying the thing.
I've not really got any stuff to do, to be
fair.
I
guess.
But I looked at it and I thought, if I had stuff to do, this would be the tool for me. It would be enough. I would imagine my life would be complete if I had it, or even had the Stream Deck.
Yeah, because you can. There's like an app version of it you can get on your phone, which does the exact same thing, but it's just an app on your phone. That way, you don't even have to buy the box, buy the equipment. Even though that's nicer and more fun to have a thing. You know,
I like it.
I'm here for it. And I think this. If Mubama doesn't play on Tuesday, for example, then I will certainly be a lot more frustrated about today. I'll be a lot more frustrated about today because there's one thing I heard you say. I was walking around at the time, but I heard you speaking about it being their chance. If he isn't playing in that game, then this was his chance, and that would be the thing that really frustrates me. I'm assuming he's going to play because he has previously, and I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense. That's that's a competitive fixture against senior football, and playing with all of the players he knows is going to do well. And listen, if they can get further in that cup, then that's a huge achievement. I'm
going.
Who are you?
Me and Walshy are going.
Oh, love that.
To the game. At Wickham. So, we're going to go and have a closer look at some of these young barons. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, it should be good. Should be really, really good. So, but listen, I'm not feeling negative. I'm not negative, Nigel, today. No. I think we're going to win. The bet is 4-1, you know, for us to win 4-1. I'm really happy with all the team. It's just a one little adjustment that I might have done. I'm pleased. Paquetá coming back is brilliant, Charlie. I think he can make all the difference. I really do. I think Emerson being there and particularly linking up with his mates, they do have an understanding. A bit of a bromance down the left. Brilliant, you know. And I'm really, really happy. I think we can, you know, score from free kicks. Sorry, not from free kicks. Don't score those. But from corners, and we can score from corners. And so, I think we'll do it. It's not even about this game, Charlie. I'm worried what the plan is for the remainder of the time this season. Now that's happened to Antonio, the pressure so much is on Bowen to play as a striker. Because, you know, look, Mubama, I want to see him get his chance. Mubama's not up to Bowen's standard. Ings is not up to Bowen's standard. So that leaves us with paucity of creativity on the wings. And absolutely, I look at now as a little window, as a little indicator to what's going to happen. And I just don't want to see Fornells playing there. I'm not even sure if Kudus will be back in time for when we play Man United and Arsenal in the league. Their first game isn't until the 14th, Ghana. And this is my point. I think we need to be exploring different things now because this is not going to, when we're not causing anyone
it makes sense why we've instantaneously been linked to Bergwijn out of nowhere from Ajax.
No, it's from Ajax, not nowhere.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden. It makes sense why that's happened all of a sudden, whereas it didn't seem to be anything, and then just pow. All of a sudden, we're getting linked from very strong sources that were interested in him, and the sources were also saying on loan or permanently, in a kind of like, listen, we just want him kind of vibe.
You know what? No, they were saying that. If I was Ajax, I'd tell us to do one. You're not having another one of our players. No way. And if we came in with loan, I think again. Why would they? You know. Anyway, I quite like him. I like him. I think he's direct. The fact that he didn't do well at Tottenham, well, nobody did particularly well during that stint, including Son, who's brilliant. Yeah. That was when people went through their lean patches. They had, maybe not overly adventurous managers. So it can come and join West Ham because we got an adventurous manager.
I think it makes sense for him. Like, you come into a team where you're going to be, especially if like the other problem with Fornals today is it messes up the balance a little bit because you've got two people on the wings who are who like to drop deep and build up from deeper, who aren't going to try and break forward that final line. Like the beauty of Bowen and Paquetá is you have Paquetá drops deep, draws them all in. He's nice at doing all the little small stuff, and then that leaves acres of space for Bowen to just sprint directly through and massive damage. When you've got Fornals and him, it's sort of the same thing. It's a bit, the balance just isn't there. Bergwijn can do that other side of it. So if you've got Paquetá on one side and you can keep, and Bowen is up front, you can have Bergwijn on the other side doing that kind of direct running, kind of just go thing that Bowen does. I like the idea. I like the idea a lot, to be honest.
I agree. I think I just want to pop this up. If you search on YouTube for the Pocky Punk, he's not done it yet. He's not edited it yet. All right. We did a Patreon podcast. A Pocky Punk who is Sat popped on. And we did a Christmas thing. We meant to do a Christmas thing. He was the only one that popped on with like a Christmas hat. He was really giving the full spirit of it. I felt that we weren't. And he's such a lovely guy. He lives over in Japan, and he sent us all over these Japanese confectionery. And as part of the video, we sat down and stuffed our faces. Oh, he still got one. That's the green tea one. I was just about to talk about that. Nasty arse one. Sorry, Sat. He's very generous, lovely man.
Still got the box.
Trying to poison us with that stuff. That one. So we sat down and we ate this. I made a big box of chocolates. So yeah, if you're curious, then I think he's editing that one up. It's not released yet, but just there you go. Give him a little plug on his He's got a Japanese confectionery channel. They're called Pockies. They're what can I call them? You know what I mean? What they're called, the chocolate dips, where you put the thing in the chocolate.
Yeah.
They're like that, but you ain't got to dip it yourself, and then all the coating is different. They're called Pockies. Give it a look. My daughter loved them, by the way. She that whole box sat 9-year-old girl done. I'm not saying you don't need to send us anymore. That was plenty. Thank you very much. She's needs to go on a diet. I'm gonna get her on the hamster wheel, running around for a bit. You know what I mean? Anyway, right, I'm off on that.
All right, well, it's been good to see
you. Enjoy the game.
You too. Hopefully, when we watch the review of you later after the game, it'll be all buzzing, both on here and on the forum channel. It'll be all happy vibes through to the next round. You know, big celebrations. That's what we can.
Who knows? Be hailing the Fornals hat trick.
Exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Enjoy the game, everyone. Cheers, Charlie.
Gonzo. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, if you want more of Gonzo, he will be here at full time, both here on the forum channel to do his match reviews. One live on this channel very much after this. We'll be live straight away. And then, of course, on the forum channel later on this evening. But for those of you asking about the teams, I'll have them running across the bottom. And then I will look through the main teams. And as we do that, I tell you what, let's just skip straight to final score predictions, shall we? We're about 6 minutes away from kickoff. Let's skip to final score predictions. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. Lob them in the chat. And then we will lock them in. Oh, big. Good to see you, sir. Although I'm watching legally on Bet365 in the United Kingdom today. Vibes. But let's go through these teams. For those of you who just joined, maybe haven't seen the bench, for example, let's test this button at the same time and see if it works. Oh, you love to see it. Fabianski starts in goal with Sufal, Zuma, Mavropanos and Emerson in defence. Alvarez, Ward-Prowse and Souček make up the midfield, with Pablo Fornals on one side and then probably Paquetá on the other, and Jared Bowen down the middle. Of course, we could see a little bit of change. Maybe Paquetá plays up front, Jared Bowen moves out onto the right. Maybe Fornals is on the right and Paquetá on the left. Maybe they switch over. There's options for switching it up, and you'd probably see Mavropanos at right centre-back and Zuma at left centre-back. But outside of that, that's your 11. Arguably the strongest 11 he could play. I know, for example, Gonzo had some disagreements about Pablo Fornals, but I think from a player to player, from a player by player standpoint, the strongest, if not the strongest unit. I understand, for example, the Gonzo argument made about maybe making someone here, you change up the balance, you change up the unit, you change up the tactics, that kind of thing. 100% agree with that side of it. But the strongest 11, the bench, and I'll read it out in positional order, because that ain't it, is Areola with Ogbonna, Cresswell and Johnson as your defensive options. You've got Connor Coventry on the bench alongside Ben Rama and Cornet. Danny Ings and Divine Bama are on the bench also. The strongest bench. I mean, it's very predictable. It's very predictable. The thing is, David, I disagree with your final section. That middle bit, though, I don't disagree with you, mate. I don't disagree with you. I think I talk the most amount of nonsense all of the time. All of the time. Bristol lineup as such. He shushed me. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. O'Leary starts in goal with Tanner, Viner, Dickey, and Pring in their defence, playing a back four probably with Williams and Garden Hickman just ahead of them. Bell also involved in that sort of midfield area. You've got Knight, Mehmeti, and then Conway up front. Not really sure which one of them is going to be up front. We'll see. Their bench, very small down here. I don't know if you can see it, but let me have it running across the bottom of the screen just while I read it. That's the wrong one. It's this one. Bajic, Knight Level, James, King, Nelson, Vyman, Cornick, and Wells. Nacky Wells. It's Andrews one as well. It probably is, isn't it? Andy King. Former Premier League players. They're the ones. And an interesting unit. After if you saw the video that Gio did with the Bristol City fan in the week. Sort of both kind of vibes going on there, which I'll certainly it lends me. I'm excited just to see how they play and to see what's going on. I do quite like Bristol as well, just in general. I've been there quite a lot, so big up Bristol, and I probably prefer City to Rovers. Don't know why. I just do. But outside of that, like I say, I think this is our strongest lineup we could probably play. I still like Pablo Fornals a lot. I think he has his limitations. Obviously, he's getting older. He's not quite the player he once was. But if we look at last season, for example, some of the things he did, basically, he was a huge part of us winning the Europa Conference League. And I still think he has a good role to play in a situation where we have Mohamed Kudus, who is obviously a first choice. He's one of the four most important players we have at the club alongside Bowen, Paquetá, and I would argue Alvarez, just because without Alvarez, we don't win football matches. Without Kudus, but Fornals being like a backup guy, I'm very happy with. I understand like the want to have played youth. I get that. I have that most of the time as well. But given what happened at Liverpool, I'm not surprised that he's gone with the strongest 11 possible. And actually, when you looked at the bench and looked a little bit at what happened in the last game with a bit of rotation, lots of youth players involved, obviously that was somewhat forced, but it feels like it feels a little bit like the lesson was learned. Rotate in the other games and then play your strongest 11 in a cup. And I think that's impossible for a club like West Ham. I think it's really, really important. I think we're in a situation where we are going to be a cup team. We sort of have to be a cup team because, it's just not possible for us to keep to get into Europe consistently through the league. So if we can do that in the cup and actually winning the FA Cup, it would be quite exciting, wouldn't it? It would be quite exciting. However, let's have a look at some of your score predictions because I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm going to go with 2-1, maybe 2-0, 2-1 West Ham. I'll go with 2-1. But I'll be interested to see where you lot are at. I'm just trying to scroll up to find the beginning of them. Here we are. Miles has gone with 2-1. Andy's gone with a 3-1. 2-1. Ball win, says Jonathan. It's not unrealistic, is it? 2-0 says Mark and Collingwood. Good to see you. Says 3-1. Black Lad says 3-1. 3-0. 3-1. 3-0. 3 or 4-1 to the mighty Irons, says my neighbour. And, DJ Icon. Dean Marsh. Who you should all follow. Glenn says 3-0. Love that. I'm looking forward to seeing it, so I can't lie. Subscribe to the Pocky Punk if you haven't already. Come on. Dan is going with 1-1, 2-1, 2-1, 3-0. The draw, says Melissa. 3-1 to Frank. Frank is saying 3-1. 3-0 says Schizo. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Bro. 2-0 to 2-0. Fornals will score today, says Lassie. 3-1, 2-1. We're gonna go 3-0 or Moyes out, says HDU. Bold. Bold. All or nothing. Like the documentary? I don't know. Stephen is saying 4-1. Thomas is saying we basically have 5 centre midfielders. Jeff is going with 3-0. 2-0, says Graham. Where else we at? 4-0, 5-0 or 2-1, 3-0. Lots more to come. But while I go through those, I'd like to remind you all that it is live around the world, but for some reason not in the UK. The only way you can watch it in the UK legally is if you're looking at... bells are available. Is if you're looking at a... sports betting website like Bet365, for example, where if you have £1 in your account, apparently you can watch it. I've got it open now. I'm trying to see if I can actually see the thing. I can't yet, so we'll see how that goes. Don't know how to make that work. However, there are definitely other ways you can do it. If you look in the description below, there's a bit there called join our Discord, Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called stream links, which you'll find what you're looking for. Completely free to join, of course. Completely free to join, and lovely people all around. Doesn't matter what club you support, you're always welcome. Although, obviously, it's a West Ham place, so get involved. We have actually kicked off. I do have it. Can I? Right, let me figure this out. We have kicked off. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things and all that good stuff. Let me get the timer correct as I try to figure out how to make this thing work. It is live currently. Where's the timer? I've lost it. There we go. We'll just do it like that for now. Come on, you Lions. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. What if can I just zoom in on this? Will that work? Sort of. Can I zoom further in? Oh my god, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Okay, there we go. There we go. Right. It's a bit of a mess. There we go. That will do. That'll do. Let's get this accurate. So we're at 1. So almost skipped past that. There we go. Do you know what? That's as accurate as I'm going to get it for now. So you found a long throw into the box early on, headed away from Bristol. Pings back, trying to get the ball into the box. Don't know who that was trying to control it desperately. I think it was, I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Mavropanos. I'm not sure. Good forward pressing. Paquetá with the control. Nicely done. Comes away with it. I tell you what's interesting is Paquetá does seem... That thing I was saying earlier on about potentially playing Paquetá up front seems to potentially be the case. He's very central right now, whereas Bowen's on the right, picks up the ball, lays it into Paquetá, who's been absolutely cleared out there. Out wide to Jarrod Bowen. Nice ball to Emerson on the left. Or is it Pablo? No, it's Pablo Fornals. Emerson comes on the overlap. This is a great opportunity. Dinks it across. Just can't quite... The dink was a bit slow and Paquetá was standing there. He does well to get that ball back and play it out wide to Sufal, who pings it back across. The dink was just a little bit too slow there. Paquetá couldn't get anywhere close to it before it was headed away. But nice early pressure from us. Fornals looks to try and whip it in. Can't quite get the ball in there. Again, we control it. Bristol very deep at the moment. They're trying to hit the counter-attack button now. Playing it out wide to the right. James Ward-Prowse comes across to meet him. Not a lot of options, and it's easily cut out in the end by Kurt Zuma. Nicely done. Nicely done. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, FPP. I strongly know what you mean. I personally, I had that feeling. Once I saw the lineup, it calmed down a little bit. Once I saw the lineup, I got a little bit calmer about it. I was like, right, we're playing our strongest 11, all that stuff. If we'd gone for a rotated 11, that didn't... If we'd gone for a fully rotated 11, like against Liverpool, for example, that kind of thing, then I would have been a lot more concerned. But yeah. It definitely feels that way. It definitely feels that way. Fornals wide on the left-hand side. Bowen wide on the right with Paquetá down the middle. I'll be honest with you, just Yank. The thing is about Cornet, right? I really wanted Cornet to succeed. Like, I really did, but I'm not convinced by him anymore. It sucks because I want him to do well and I want him to get more time than he's getting because I don't think he's getting enough. Or back to Jarrod Bowen, hits it from range, deflects off one of the Bristol defenders. But he's just, when he's played, he's just... He had that one game in Europe this year where he was brilliant. Came off the bench, was super impactful. Bang, bang, bang. It was great. But before it, it's just, I don't know. There's just something missing from him. And I really want him to succeed because I think the raw talent that he has, the raw like build up of his player, I would be super in for. But it's just, yeah, it's just not quite worked. Ball into Jarrod Bowen. It's a great opportunity. Jarrod Bowen takes it around the goalkeeper. 1-0 West Ham. Jarrod Bowen with a beautiful goal. Early doors, 4 minutes in. Easy as you like. Ball gets played in. I think he was onside. I don't know if VAR's on the game, but we'll have to see from the replay. But he looked onside to me. It's just the dink over the top. Jarrod Bowen coming in off that right-hand side. Collects it. Takes it round the goalkeeper. Defender on the line. Can't block it from Jarrod Bowen. It's 1-0 West Ham. Jarrod Bowen with the goal. Big. Let's have a look at the replay here. Playing it around from a throw-in from quite deep. And Jarrod Bowen just approaches. Oh, it's so good from Jarrod Bowen, and it is onside. The ball over the top is perfect. Jarrod Bowen controls it down, takes around the keeper, slots it past the defender. Unsurprisingly, the assist is beautiful from Paquetá from that deep position where he's so effective with those chipped through balls. Lovely, lovely stuff. 1-0 West Ham. Jarrod Bowen with the goal. Jarrod Bowen goal. Don't get ahead of myself, John. Lucas Paquetá with the assists. We're back, baby. Those two back in full effect. You love to see it. Paquetá's just such a good player. He's just such a good player. Taking the lead early, you love to see it. I agree with you. I want to see him more. I want to see him more. Pete, good to see you. Bob, good to see you as well. I agree with you. I want to see him more. I think he has something there. It's just, I was really excited when he first came back, and then he's just slowly got worse from there. And that's my problem, which is a shame because I think there's something there. I really do, but you know, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I haven't watched your tier list yet. I need to get on it. I haven't watched it yet. I suspect it's going to cause problems, though. Beautiful start from us. Beautiful, beautiful start. Oh, well, that's worked out significantly better for me. Wait, so hang on. If I do this now. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Now we're there. 6 minutes in, 1-0 to West Ham. It's been all lost so far as well. Brighton have had a couple of... Sorry, not Brighton. Bristol have had a couple of opportunities to get forward. Haven't really been able to do anything with it. The first opportunity was cut out nicely from Kurt Zouma, but apart from that, it's been all lost, knocking on the door. They're in a good position here now, Bristol. They're in that right corner quadrant, trying to find the cross into the box, potentially. We've hemmed them in relatively well. Good work from Thomas Souček there, getting a foot in. They still have possession of the ball. They're all chasing it. And they begin the horseshoe. You love to see it. You love to see it. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Oh, that's really nice control from the Bristol City player. Cuts inside, hits it with his left foot straight into the hands of Fabianski. Or did he have to get? I think he had to get a block there in the end. Bell does really well off that right-hand side. Ball got played into him. It was a little bit hit and hopey, but touch around Emerson, who's just taken out of the game, and he controls it nicely around Kurt Zouma, just completely wrong-footing him. Kurt Zouma not exactly the most agile player, and Fabianski maybe could have done better there. Just reaches down, it flecks off his hand, and it's going to be a corner to Bristol City. 7 minutes in, they're going to get a corner from the right-hand side, our left. It's going to be an outswinger for them. They whip it in towards the box, easily cleared away from Lucas Paquetá, of which Pablo Fornals is chasing that down, just herring forward. Doesn't quite get there. Doesn't quite get there. Yeah, it does that. It does that. Like Gio did that video, that sort of New Year's thank you video, and I went to do a thumbnail for it, but I checked the back end first, and it was like a 1 out of 10. I was like, you know what, we'll just leave that. You know, why not? Crossed in easily into the hands of Fabianski there. Awkward position, try and cross it from Bristol. Ben, good to see you, sir. How are you? Hope you are. I saw your text. Is it too late for this? I saw your text. I meant to get on the end of it. Let me write this down so I don't forget, so I can do it later on. Do I have paper? Can I write on this popcorn bag? No, probably not. I'll tell you what, I'll just open up a Word document. Ben, I promise I will get back to you. I apologise for not doing it sooner. I'm a mess. Ben, Discord, just in full caps, huge font. There we go. I can't forget it now, Ben. I promise I'll be back to you, but I hope you're well. If you've ever used the link from the Discord, thank Affers, Ben, him, Ginge, Tom. They do beautiful stuff. Thank them all times. Whenever you see any of them, just go, thanks, man. You know. Jonathan, good to see you. Oh, Mrs. Judas, good to see you, Mrs. Judas. How are you? I hope yourself and my trustworthy power couple, the Judases, of course. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I think Bristol City might be going for an... Is it Bristol City or is it us going for an early sub? It's us. It's Bama coming on. I didn't see who's... It's Paquetá who's struggling. It's Paquetá who's struggling, but Mubama is stripping off. It wouldn't surprise me if we brought him on just as a precaution. Even if we think Paquetá can carry on, just going, actually no, let's just precaution it, because Paquetá was back up and he was testing his foot out and he was walking along seemingly normally, but it wouldn't surprise me if even just lack of precaution, especially because we're already 1-0 up, of just going, nah, we're good. The substitute hasn't happened yet. Mubama was getting ready to come on, but Paquetá is off the pitch, sort of standing. So we'll see what happens. He's walking along normally, but it might just be time. It might just be time for him. Again, like I say, we're 1-0 up. There's no need to stress this. I don't think he's going to come back on. He seems to be walking around the pitch with the physio. So I suspect we're going to see Mubama come on in a very early sub. Played forward awfully from Bristol City, and we're probably going to see that sub now, I would suspect. Let's see. Like I say, given the fact we're 1-0 up already, yeah, he is. Mubama's going to come on. Given the fact we're 1-0 up already, even if we feel like Paquetá's good, there's no need to stress it. There's no need to let it. There's no need to try and push it. He's walking seemingly completely normally across the pitch. He's shaking his head, but from my perspective, I think that's the right thing to do. We've got the lead. It was a beautiful thing, and then we can just move on from there, and hopefully it's not too bad. Let's be real. Last time he did it, he was out for a week. He missed one game. Like, it's not that deep. We've got a couple of weeks off after this. I'm okay with what's going on right now, unless of course after the game we find out it's a horrendous decision. But he's walking along quite normally. That's bad play from us. Almost playing ourselves into trouble, and Kurtzim is forced to punt it long. We're of course playing with 10 men right now, but it's not a bad counter-attacking opportunity. Balls with Emerson on the left-hand side. He gives it back to Pablo Fornals a little bit deeper, but we'll see. Yeah, Discord link is in the description below. I'll play that as well. Just while I say as well, it is also, of course, available, like I said, on betting apps. For example, I am watching through Bet365. So there are ways you can do it. So I'm actually watching legally. You'll have to see it. Even if it is through a betting site, which I would not recommend, because that's just seems just wrong to me. That you don't put it on the BBC, you don't even put it on Sky or TNT or Amazon or any others, but no, you can watch it through a betting app. Feels wrong, doesn't it? Sufal does well there to collect the ball. Nice 1-2. We still haven't seen Mubama come onto the pitch yet. Fornals out wide. West Ham, a little bit of deep build-up. We're still playing with 10 men as it stands. This is my thing. He was walking off, so he could be. It could be a situation where he's not super done, and they've just gone. There's no point risking, and we're already 1-0 up. We might as well just bring on Mubama. I think it's a beautiful opportunity for Mubama. I'm not going to get too annoyed about it because we have so long until the next game, and given the fact he came back so quickly from the last time, I'm not going to be too annoyed about it until after the game when we find out he's inevitably going to be out for a month or whatever. Then I start to get annoyed about it. But until that point, he seemed to be walking, so I can't be too mad about it. And we're already in the lead from a beautiful assist from here. Jared Bowen's charging down the right wing really well here. They've got people streaming into centre. Pull back. Shot. Oh my God, it's a good save from the goalkeeper. I mean, it was a little bit straight at him, but he had to react to it. Shot from range is poor from Edson Alvarez. The initial shot from Pablo Fornals almost ended up being an absolutely beautiful thing. Charging down the wing, Jared Bowen takes it past his man. Pullback is really nice. Pablo Fornals arriving and he hits it. Anywhere else you feel like maybe that's in. I mean, maybe not to the left. There was obviously a defender there, but if he could just place that slightly more to the right-hand side, goalkeeper wrong-footed, that's probably in the back of the net. It's an unfortunate chance to double our lead with 10 men on the pitch. And we don't take it. But Divine Mubama is now on the pitch. Divine Mubama is now on the pitch for Lucas Paquetá, who's just gone off injured. So far, so good from us. It's such an insane thing to me. I don't understand. I know I get on my soapbox a little bit, probably too much about it on these streams, right? About the flipping the rights and how it's way too expensive and how all of this other sort of stuff. The fact you can sell them to a betting sponsor of all places and just be like, yeah, that's fine, just have it on a betting thing is so ridiculous. He went down. It looked like the same thing, Daniel. He was testing his leg when he got back up, maybe his knee or something. Like I say, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I feel like realistically, he was walk. The thing that's given me warmth in my heart is that he walked off very normally. He didn't seem to be limping or need help from the physio. He just walked off, but he did go down and he was testing his knee. So I suspect it's the same injury. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he's. I mean, Stufal's currently down and has been down for a while, and they're testing his head. So I suspect it's like a concussion protocol thing. I'm not really sure how it happened, but it did somehow. Stufal's sitting back up. Deploy divine. Yes, Jeff. That's what I'm saying. That's the vibe I'm looking for, Jeff. That's the vibe I'm looking for. I'm going to do something that's always risky on a stream. I'm going to have a McDonald's chocolate milkshake. So that's just going to be a thing. Sufal's back up. Moyes just having a conversation with Ben Johnson, but I think Sufal's going to come back on. He seems to be okay, and I suspect with concussion protocols and all that they wouldn't even let him come back on, even if there was a minor thought that he might not be okay. West Ham down to 10 men again. Jarrod Bowen taken out quite cynically there. Probably should have been a yellow. Referee lets it go. Probably should have been a yellow there, but quite cynical. Down to 10 men once again. It's just going to be... I'm just going to have to be constantly wiping my top lip. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad scenes. Jarrod Bowen got the goal, Will. That's well again. They're trying to cut inside. We started with Paquetá in the central role and Jarrod Bowen out on the wide on the right. And Paquetá went across to join in from a deep throw in and played a beautiful chipped through ball over the top. It felt like two lines of defence into Jarrod Bowen, who ran in round behind, controlled it round the goalkeeper and slotted it home. Really nice goal. Really nice goal. You saw it, right? Just letting them know. Yeah, you can't. I get the whole straw thing. I don't mind them doing it, especially if you're having like a Coke or a Fanta or whatever. But for a milkshake, it's just not. It's just not hunky dory, is it? It just doesn't work. So as you can see, I don't bother with it. There is Vlad. He's back up. He's now holding his back. The Bristol City player jumped up for a header with him, elbow out. They are playing a risky game with Vlad. Pring jumped up with him, and he instantly, as he landed, was holding his back. Let's look at a replay. I think it's the knee that hits him. Pring jumps up high, leading a little bit with his left foot. I don't think there's anything in it maliciously, I'll say, but it did make a connection with Vlad's back, who goes down holding it. He's up again. They're trying to enrage the beast. It's not something I would do. I can't lie. It's not something I would do. He seems to be up and moving again, but we'll see how it goes. Bristol City playing it around at the back. 847 people in here right now. Thank you very much, everyone. Didn't look at that number the entire time until just then. And I was like, why? That number was huge. That number's absolutely massive. So thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're somehow new around here. We do West Ham watch-alongs every single game when we can. Bristol City is a good opportunity. Win the ball back on that left-hand side. Try to come forward. Pull back. And I think that was Thomas Souček with the interception. Mubama gets bullied off that ball a little bit easily for me. I'm not gonna lie, but he might have thought it was a little bit untoward from the Bristol City player, but gets pushed off that a little bit easy. Poor from Bristol City, and Vlad goes diving in. Nice work, Vlad. And then Thomas Souček, Jarrod Bowen wins the free kick. Pring might be a little bit in trouble here. The referee's just telling him to calm down a little bit. He's been going in very hard, Pring. Their left back. Vlad goes flying in, wins the first one. Then Pring goes in and just fit up. There's been a lot of professional fouls from Bristol City so far, is what I'll say. There's been a lot of professional fouls. But yeah, we're the most consistent West Ham fan channel when it comes to watch along. So if you are new around here, make sure to hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos. And like it. I always say it helps. I mean, if you ever like a YouTube video, just hit the like button. It really helps us out. Also, when did this happen? The Oxby with the $9.99. Thank you very much. We should do a karaoke quiz night. Oxby, I low-key really want to do a quiz thing for Patreon. I haven't got it planned out. That's not a bad ball. That's Sue Fowl, just a little bit far ahead of him, headed up. I really want to do something like this for Patreon. I haven't figured it out yet. It's something I haven't even spoken to Gio or Gonzo about it yet. But it's something I'm pushing to the back of January. But I want to do a quiz thing. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But listen, big vibes. Oxby, thank you very much with the $9.99. Helps out the channel massively, not just myself, but Gio and Gonzo as well. I did not see that come in at any point. Let me what did I? Did I read it out? No, I didn't think I did. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind is what we're learning here. So I have gone I'm just lost. I'm just a lost human being. Free kick somehow against Pablo Fornals there. Oxby, there we go. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you. Apologise for missing it. Apologise for missing it. Pringles are crisps. I'm not having this. This ain't me. Pringles are crisps. I'm not in. No, I'm not taking this. Nice flick from Emerson. Lovely 1-2 of Pablo Fornals is really nice down that left-hand side. It's well defended from Bristol City, and Emerson nips in, but nicely done. I love that sort of counter-attack. That's what we were missing against Brighton. That little bit of influence Emerson can have going forward is so impactful. And playing Pablo Fornals there, just nice little flick over the top for him with the 1-2. Asmi, thank you very much for the £5. Two things. One, keep up the great content. Thank you. And what happened to Paquetá? Collision, went down holding his knee. Seems to be the exact same injury as last time. Seems to be just a reoccurrence of it. That's where we're at. That's where we're at for that. We'll see. I suspect. Well, he'll get asked in. What will happen is he'll get asked in the press conference, won't he, about Paquetá, and whether it was smart to play him and what the injury is and all this other stuff. And he'll say, "Oh well, it's a bit too early. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to the medical staff. Blah 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 blah." And then we'll find out in the week what's actually happening. Or maybe Paquetá will just post on Instagram again. Who knows? But yeah, he looked like the exact same thing again. But thank you very much for £5. Massively appreciate that. Massively appreciate that. Bristol City coming forward again. Yeah. Are Bristol City looking dangerous? Charlie, welcome, by the way. Hope you're good. For your sake, Charlie, there are ways you can watch the game. If you scroll down to the link in the description below, there's a bit called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, but fans of course, like yourself, are all welcome. More importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Where is the one? Jeff asking, did Bristol look dangerous at all? Not really. They've had a few fleeting moments of chances, but haven't really been able to get in there. We've been definitely the more dangerous side. Dampened a little bit since Mubama's come on. But then again, you're taking off Paquetá, who's like the best. So that is the way it is. It's not necessarily a surprise. Which is, again, why you risk him, because he's just so good and such an impactful player when he plays. Like, no one else in our team is capable of dropping into those sort of spaces, picking up the ball and playing that inch-perfect chip through ball into Bowen. No one else is capable of doing that. And Bristol City getting a lot more of the possession since that subs happened. Nice passing from them there. A little bit wonky though, and the pass back is poor. Jarabone collects it. The passing through was nice. It was nicely done. It was direct, but just a little bit of miscommunication. Welcome, the Mighty P team. Welcome. Like I say, all fans of all clubs are welcome. 100% of the time, that's fine by me. I'm good with that. I also visit your city regularly. Bit of dangerous playing it around at the back there. So ends up playing it out, but flipping it was a moment, scary moment. Visit your city regularly. You know, Bristol, Temple, Meads from Paddington. Lovely old job. Jared Bowen trying to charge forward from that left-hand side. Collects it, plays it wide. Emerson plays it forward to Pablo Fornals. Nice flick on for Emerson. This is nice stuff. Back to Jared Bowen. He's pulled across, deflects. Oh my God, how did that not end up in the net? I'm not entirely certain how Thomas Souček or Jared Bowen didn't score there. Beautiful link-up play down that left-hand side between Emerson and Pablo Fornals. Pablo Fornals showing a little bit of that confidence Lucas Paquetá has in Emerson of just, here's the pullback, here's the flick with the black heel. How that's not ended up in the net. The pull across from Emerson, the pullback is beautiful. Jared Bowen can't quite get a powerful shot away. It might have just been a cross into the area of Thomas Souček. Here comes the corner. It's in, headed away. But the goalkeeper manages to just about get a touch on it, and it goes out for a corner, which we take quickly. Doesn't come to anything. How the hell that doesn't end up in a goal? I'll never know. I will never know. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Alex. Apologies. I don't Fox. I don't know. I don't know. As Trey saying, he was walking very normally away. That's not to say. That's obviously not to say that he. It could be a really horrendous. Sorry. That it could be a really horrendous injury. That like reoccurred or whatever. It was a reoccurrence of the last one. I don't think it was that deep, personally. He was walking off under his own power, and obviously he's just come back quickly from the last one. It didn't seem too deep for me, but we'll see. We'll have to wait until middle of the week or whenever when we'll actually get an update on what's actually happened to him. I'm not sure. It is not on TV in the United Kingdom, Lee. It's on TV around the world. I think there's something. Where is it? Thank you. That one goes out. That one goes out. It's going to be a corner off a mistake from Edson Alvarez. It's on TV around the world. On Australia, it's on Paramount Plus. On Canada, it's on Sportsnet Plus. And in Indonesia, it's on beIN Sports Connect. In Ireland, it's on Premier Sports 2. On where else? New Zealand, Sky Sports 9. South Africa, it's on Supersport Variety 1. On Thailand, it's on beIN Sports Connect as well. USA, it's on ESPN Plus. But in the United Kingdom, no. It's only big ball in. Doesn't come out from there. Corner rolls all the way across. They're going to collect it wide on that left-hand side. Pring, the guy who probably should be on a yellow, plays it in the number 8. That's a nice dink over the top from number 8. It doesn't really go anywhere, but it's nicely done. They're in an interesting position for a pullback. Pring collects it. Maybe cross it in as weaker foot. It's headed away from Edson Alvarez. Bristol looking to try and play the ball into the box once again from that left-hand side. A deep cross this time. Similar position from the Pascal Gross header that never went in. Doesn't work out that time either. And now West Ham can hit the counter-attack. Divine Mubama on the ball. Make the decision. Nice pass out wide to Jared Bowen. Good work. Charging down that right-hand side. There's so many yellow shirts of Bristol City ahead of him, and it's dispossessed way too easily. Unfortunate there from Jared Bowen. He was dispossessed very easily. He could have done something with it, and just the indecision just freezes him up. Mavropanos just barges the ball a little bit easily there. Soufal comes to his aid a little bit, but a little bit easy. Played out wide to the left-hand side for Bristol City again. Cuts his way inside. He does well. Gets the deflection off Soufal, who screams at the rest of his defenders, and it's going to be another corner for Bristol City. This time from our right-hand side, their left. It is, of course, in North Idaho. It is, of course, on the NIITS, North Idaho Independent Television Service. I'm actually not there. My neighbour, of course, Dean is, but I'm not. Whipped in, headed away. I'm in the UK today. Nice header on from Mubama there. Doesn't come to anything, but nicely done. I'm watching on Bet365 of all things. Whipped in, that's dangerous, but Fabianski comes out and collects it. That nice command of the box there. It was a dangerous moment where it could have gone very, very wrong, but he comes and collects it. Emerson trying to attack down that left-hand side. Finds Pablo Fornals on the inside. Big ping over the top. That's nicely done. Mubama can't quite get there. The idea was nice. Very direct. I'm hoping now that Mubama, instead of having the 20 minutes towards the end, I'm hoping that he's really going to grow into this game. Because I think, I'll be honest with you, flattered to deceive since he's been coming on recently, which is a shame because I really do believe in him. I really do think he has the tools to succeed under David Moyes. I think out of all of our strikers, he's the one who's closest to Mikel Antonio. I think Jarrod Bowen's been doing brilliantly, though, to be fair. But I think he's the closest to him. And I think he really could do something, but he's flattered to deceive a little bit when he's played. And I think having a long game against an opposition like Bristol City, hopefully he'll grow into it and we'll see a little bit more from him. Oh, listen, I would say it's the perfect place in a lot of ways, Alex. In a lot of ways, you know. The specific little area that we're all in, it's lovely. Lovely. Bit too snowy. Seems to be snowing all the time, but apart from that, not a bad ball in from Bristol City, but headed away solidly and easily from Soufal under no challenge. Bibama again just shoved off the ball a little bit easy there. Lucky, good to see you. He's off at AFCON. He's at African Cup of Nations. He's up with the Ghana squad now. Had to stay behind because of an injury, but he's with the Ghana squad now, so he's not playing today. Bristol City collect the ball again. Vlad Soufal, good tackle. Going to be a throw into them. Felt like I had a lot on my top lip there. I was hesitant to take the cut back down. Sky, innit? Sky Snow. Jarrod Bowen picks up the ball. Good opportunity. Shot takes a big deflection off one of the defenders. Head tennis ensues. It was a really nice opportunity. Vlad runs onto it. It's James Ward-Prowse. Sorry, I thought it was Vladimir Soufal. Ran onto it. Hits it first time. Forces a solid save out of the Bristol City goalkeeper. And ball's somehow still in play. Nice work from there from James Ward-Prowse. Edson, just he's not been too switched on today, Edson Alvarez. I can't lie. You had the little bit of awkwardness that led to their corner there as well. Just poorly done. Zuma battling and losing out twice there. Thankfully, Mavropanos comes with the interception. Nicely done. This big rash challenge. These cards are going to have to start coming out soon, ref. I can't lie. They've been like... They've just been very robust, Bristol City, in their challenges so far today. Not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, as the underdog team, you want to fight and scrap for it. Definitely not a bad thing whatsoever. But yeah, it was a good opportunity there from Jarrod Bowen. He just held off maybe a little bit too long, and when he did initially take the shot, it just deflects upwards. It was nicely done from James Ward-Prowse to run onto it, hit it first time. Really nicely struck as well. Good save to get down and yeah. But Bristol City, just very robust is the way I'll say it. Joe Williams has got a yellow card for that one. But he's going to have to start delivering more soon. Mavropanos wins it, nicely done. And somehow he wins a foul. To be honest with you, that's one of those ones that would get given against Andy Carroll all the time. And I don't think it's a foul. But it is what it is. We'll take it, but it is. But Mavropanos doesn't look super comfortable. That one was worse than the Andy Carroll ones, I will say that. He does sort of homing missile into Mavropanos, who ends up falling down badly, and he's holding his hand. I think he's holding his hand. It was from the landing more than the collision. Mavropanos jumps up for the header, and the Bristol City player who's trying to sprint onto it just sort of homing missiles into him. He looks up at the ball, realizes he's probably not going to go to it. Looks at Mavropanos and just clatters into him as he's in the air. And he falls down. Yeah, Mavropanos is holding. He just seems like he's in a lot of pain. It looks like it's around here. He's like in anguish. He's in anguish right now. I'm busting out all of that English, all of that E in AS level English literature and language. He's anguished right now. From the landing, referee's having a conversation with the player who did it. He's trying to say he didn't see him. He 100% did. He 100% did. There's no way he didn't. You can't lie to me. Mubama's still down. We'll see. Like I say, Bristol have been very robust. They've been going in very hard, which you have to. I mean, yeah, okay, that's significant. When you look at the replay, it's so significantly worse. Him trying to say, "Oh, I don't see him," is nonsense. He looks up at the ball. He's running towards Mubama, right? Sorry, he's running towards Mavropanos. Yeah, Conway does end up getting a yellow card. That's the player who just did it correctly. He's running towards Mavropanos. The ball's coming across this way. And he's looking up at it, looks at Mavropanos, looks up at it, realizes, right, I've got no option here. Just looks at Mavropanos and just sprints directly into him. He knew what he was doing. Like I said, initially it felt like those ones Andy Carroll used to do, where Andy Carroll would be backing up into defender, the ball comes long from whoever in Sam Alanis' defence is at that time, probably James Collins, right? Punts it long at him and he's backing up. Their defender jumps up and then jumps over Andy Carroll, falls over, and then Andy Carroll somehow that's a foul. I always thought those were wrong. It felt like that initially to me, but watching that replay and watching it the second time, it's significantly, and now the third time, is significantly worse than that. And hopefully Mavropanos will be okay. David Moyes talking to the physios about it. But I'm not necessarily against Bristol City coming in hard and trying to fight for it. Like I say, you're the underdog. You've got to go for it. You've got to fight and scrap for the win. You know what I mean? Especially when you're already 1-0 down after 4 minutes. But they're gonna start collecting these yellow cards and quick at this point. They've been getting away with a lot in this game. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a couple of professional fouls, a couple of bits here and there where you're like, that should probably be a yellow, and they weren't yellows. So at this point, they're probably going to come out pretty frequently, you would suspect. I'll be honest with you. Given the game, I don't think he's playing that well today, Alvarez. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. Good interception there from Sufal. Yeah, you're playing a yellow today. The yellow and green kit. Very Norwich. Or Manchester United 100 years ago, whenever it was. Yeah, he seems to be up and moving okay now, thankfully, but oh no, he's back down again. I think Mavropanos is going to have to come off. We might need it. We might need it, Alex. I think he may be about to come off. He's down again. He's shaking his head. He's clearly in pain here. He just pointed to here as the physio came across to him. He's taking deep breaths, but he's clearly in a lot of pain. Yeah, looking at it again, it's so much worse. Every time you look at the replay, it's so much worse from, I think it was Conway who did it. Yeah, Ogbona's going to be coming on. The big, bald, beautiful dome himself, Angelo Ogbonna, the Italian stallion, making his way to the pitch. We're going to see Kurt Zuma move across to right centre-back and Ogbonna left centre-back. That is it's a slow back line. That is a very immobile back line we're about to be playing. We don't really have options. Our second forced sub, both in the first half, both because of injuries. First one, of course, Paquetá went off injured, a reoccurrence of his knee problem, and this time Mavropanos comes on. Mavropanos off for the second one, and Ogbonna comes on. A beautiful performance, couple of beautiful performances from Ogbonna, rolling back the years. A terrifying idea, bringing him on, but we'll see. There was no other options really, if we're being honest about it. So there we are. Jared Bowen collects the ball, lays it short to Thomas Souček as we pass it back. It's really the closest we've got to going forward for a little while. Second half of this the second sort of half of this first half, if you understand what I'm saying, been significantly worse. Obviously, Paquetá coming off is a huge blow for us. Before that, completely in charge of the game for the first 20 minutes or whatever it was, maybe a little bit less than that. Completely in control of the game, to on top, doing just creating all types of opportunities. Really nicely done. Since then, it's been a little bit more 50-50, a little bit just been a lack of something going forward. Some notable opportunities, and I would still argue we've been the better team, but being a little bit more lackluster than we were previous to that. But again, with 1-0 up, it just is the way it is. Thank you very much, WHUBMF. That's the content. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say. £5 helps us out massively. I'll put your name in the thing. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I was any more than you knew what I was. I apologise, everyone. I will be thinking about that all night and going, what the hell did you just do, Charlie? And I'll never have an answer. But your name's in the top thing there. You helped us out hugely. Thank you. Thank you. Met Ogbonna in Canary Wharf yesterday. Not as tall as I thought. Stuart, that's the kind of intel I love. How tall do you reckon he is? I've never really thought about it, but he seems like such a mammoth of a man. What are we saying, Stuart? What are we saying? It's the kind of vibe I want, though, Stuart. Thank you. This is what we need, you know. 42 minutes gone, or 42nd minute, I should say. Bristol City looking to build up once again down that right-hand side. Cross into box comes almost a shot just straight into the hands of Fabianski from range. I was not really sure what he was trying there, whether it was a shot, whether it was a cross. If it was a shot, that was insanely ambitious because that was never happening. Looks to build it up from the back. A little bit scary. Trying to build up at the back here. And it ends up being played long from Fabianski under some pressure. Bama loses out on his aerial duel again. But yeah, just a very lackadaisical playing it out of the back, a la Sunderland yesterday. And the boy Ekwa. And forward, they're trying to play it around here again. We're going to throw. We'll take it. We'll take it. Unfortunately, Carson, I can't because copyright. Pardon me, flipping out because of copyright. I can't. The Football Association will come and they will snipers through the windows, red dots. You know, it won't be good. It won't be good. But there are definitely ways you can watch it. Ooh, Jared Bowen Weston. There are definitely ways you can watch it. Link in the description below, as you can see on your screen right now. West Ham trying to press, doesn't quite work out. Bristol City try to work their way forward down the right-hand side again. Ogbonna comes to collect it. Emerson charges back. Alvarez just a little nip down. That's going to be it's an easy free kick. It's an easy free kick. Listen, I have a bit about me. I'm like Paquetá up front, you know, dropping deep, you know, getting involved, flicks over the top, using my weight around, you know. I'm best as a cam, you know, number 10. That's my true position. He says a lot. I'm just saying words at this point. Free kick, but it's played in from Bristol City, headed away easily. Jared Bowen, header on. Pablo Fornals controls it around his man. Nicely done, Pablo. Oh, brilliantly done, Pablo Fornals. Just they can't stop him. Played it wide down the left-hand side. Emerson trying to cross in, doesn't quite work out. Bama loses out on the ball. Again. He's drowning, isn't he? He's drowning out there at the moment. Okay, it's a problem. I see myself as like a number 10, like Ronaldinho, but in like his later years when he's been clubbing a bit too much. And you can see the belly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like rocking up, playing for AC Milan against Portsmouth or Fratton Park and doing mad outside the ball passes, but also very clearly cannot move. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Souček, big crossfield diag. I tell you what, he's got that in his locker somehow. He seems to have developed it over the last couple of years. He just keeps pulling it out every now and then. You're like, he just didn't know he was capable of doing it. Can't pass 5 yards, asking for a crossfield diag. He's got it on lock. I mean, we do nothing with it, and we end up passing back and forth between ourselves. He's just hit another one. Thomas Souček, Andrea Pirlo, let's go. Jared Bowen, nicely cut inside. This is good work. Alvarez out wide as James Ward-Prowse could whip this one in. It's not a bad cross. It's over the top, though. Just a little bit over the top of Mubama. Bowen was lurking. Doesn't quite work out. 6 minutes of added time due to all the injuries. Supal whips it in. That's a really nice cross. A bit too far ahead of Mubama, but it was a nice idea. Viciously put into the box with his right foot. Whipped in with some force. 6 minutes of additional time in this first half because of all the injuries, of course. It's an awkward first touch from Sublad. I don't think he meant it quite in the way it happened, but I tell you what, that cross on the second cross was nice. It was nice. Thank you. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather play Ogbonna and Zuma than I would Kehrer. You know? It just didn't work for us. It was what it was. Mubama trying to battle for that. Loses out. It's going to be a goal kick to Bristol City. I said 2-1 before the game. I'll stick to it. I said 2-1 West Ham before the game. I'll stick to it. Jesus Christ, there's now 900 people here. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, we're the most consistent West Ham fan channel when it comes to watch-alongs. Here almost every game. This season we've been a little bit iffy, you can't lie. But outside of that, since we started doing them, 4 years ago, something like that now at this point, we have been the most consistent. So hit that subscribe button, bell notification button so you don't miss out on future ones. No free kick. Just a bit awkward. And it's going to be a corner to Bristol. Corner to Bristol on that right-hand side again. Their vibe is very much down that right-hand side, it feels. And hit the like button because it helps us out massively. It means that when people type in West Ham, Bristol City, we get moved to the top. 368 likes already, though. We are flying on the like front, so, you know. Whipped in from the corner. There is a strong header, but it's straight into the hands of Lucas Fabianski. Under a little bit of pressure there. The Bristol player. Again, he attacks from deep, and Thomas Souček follows him in. Little nudge as he's coming through, I think, with the elbow as well, potentially. But he does manage to get his head to it, Dickey. But unfortunately, it's straight at the goalkeeper. They just showed the stats, but they were so blurry, I couldn't actually tell what it was. I need to open up who scored in the second half of Gander. I could do it on my phone, Charlie. That's something you can do. You have the facilities for that, big man. Passing it around at the moment, West Ham. Looking to try and find their way forward. Controlled from Angelo Ogbonna. Finds Kurt Zuma. Huge punt forward. Jared Bowen look for the control. Wins control. Oh, it's James Ward-Prowse who tries to win the control and does. It's going to be a corner to us. Pring loses out. It's a big hoof from Zuma. I was a bit disappointed by the fact we even tried it, to be honest. But we've won a corner out of it, so can't complain too much, I guess. Detailed tournaments. Hit me with that FA Cup. Whips in from James Ward-Prowse. Easily headed away. Poor man. The corner wasn't necessarily bad. There's just no one there. Alvarez sends the Bristol City player for dinner. Here in JWP trying to play it around. He gets... I tell you what, he does well to battle for that one, Edson. It's a bit... He lost it a bit easily, but he does well to battle for it. And now there's several Bristol City players around him. One of them's down. I don't necessarily understand how. Jared Bowen's getting involved. This is what I'm saying. They've clearly been really fired up. Crowd are chanting off. Ogbonna's talking to the referee. We're 4 minutes into the 6 of added time. Edson Alvarez picks up a yellow card for it. We're going to have to see the replay of exactly what happened. I'm not exactly sure what happened yet. Edson was the one who picks up a yellow, so he battles for it well. He does really well. He was pushed over in the midst of all that, by the way. How he's got a yellow for that, I will never know. The Bristol City, that's what I thought it said. How the hell is? Thank you, Dean. Thank you. I'm trying to open it up. I'm trying to open it up on my phone, but I'm having a nightmare. How the hell he's managed to get a yellow card for that? I'll never know. Still, what are you gonna do? He gets in there, wins the ball back instantaneously. Pushed off a little bit there, although he's not having a great game. Yes, Vlad's angry now, lads. Vlad's in a bad mood. Now we play. Now we play. They thought they were being cute and fancy going after Vlad. Vlad has decided, no more. Alvarez battling there with the Bristol City player. And Vlad just comes across and boots the ball. It's going to be Bristol friends take them the left-hand side near their corner quadrant. But I tell you what, he's not in a happy mood, Vlad. He's not in a happy mood. That's fine. No, I don't. I don't drink alcohol. Never have. Never have. I got to 21. I realised I'd never had, and so I just thought to myself, do you know what? With the amount I eat, I've got enough bad things going on in my body. I probably shouldn't add to it, so I just never started. Go out with people drinking all the time. Not got a problem with it. Nothing like that. I just never got around to doing it, you know. And there it is. Halftime whistle goes after the 6 minutes. West Ham United 1, Bristol City 0. I don't know what to say. It's a difficult one, right? Help us out, lads. That's what I'm here for. Now get them out. Come on. Never. Never. You are 100% hydrated still from that one drink you had that one time. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like we've been the better team. I think we've been the better side. There is definitely a disparity there. I think when we've gone forward, we look like we're on the verge of scoring, and we've had quite a few opportunities in this game where it's just that little bit, that final pass, just a little bit closer to a player or a player, a little bit further forward or something like that. And it's 2. We had the great opportunity with Souček. We had the shot from James Ward-Prowse. And the initial goal, obviously, it could be 2, it could be 3. Like, we are playing better than them. We are more dangerous than them. We are creating more chances than them. And I think it was Dean who said the stat. Was it 7 shots to 2? Is that what you said, Dean? Yeah, 7 shots to 4. With them having 3 shots on target and us having 3 shots on target. So we're creating a lot more. That's not to say Bristol City have nothing. They very clearly come here and they are very happy to fight for it, as you should be and as you would want to be, coming up against a Premier League opposition as the underdogs, as a team from underneath the Premier League. You know, you're going to have to fight from underneath and you're going to have to battle for it. And that's certainly what they've come out and done. And, you know, to a certain extent as well. Obviously, Paquetá's gone off injured. Mavropanos has gone off injured. I'm surprised that Vladimir Coufal didn't go off injured at one point. I suspect there will be more yellow cards in that second half, and they are very fired up for it. But when it comes to actually being dangerous in terms of scoring goals, as opposed to GBH, like Bristol, it's not like they haven't created chances. It's not like they haven't had the opportunity to create chances, but it does just feel like that level difference is the big groundbreaker. You know, we are creating slightly better chances non-stop, whereas theirs are coming sort of here and there and everywhere. It's a very West Ham performance. If you are someone who doesn't, I don't get into the Moyes in, Moyes out stuff on here because there's just better places to talk about it, frankly, than a watch along when you're watching a game and stuff's happening live. But this isn't a game that's going to convince anyone either way. We looked really lively in the opening stages. Then once Paquetá went off, that ability to create just sort of deepened a little bit, and Mubama, again, kind of flattering to deceive. I don't want to be too harsh on him. I really don't, because I like him a lot and I really do think he has what it takes to succeed. It's not happening for him yet today. I think Edson Alvarez is having a poor game. But on the other side, I think Jarrod Bowen's having a good game. I think Pablo Fornals is having a good game. I think Emerson offensively is having a good game. I think they've been playing a lot and getting success down that right-hand side. And sometimes it's because he's out of position or whatever. But from an offensive standpoint, he's definitely having a good game. There's more positives than there are negatives outside of the injury from us today. But yeah, it's lacking a little bit. I think it's lacking a little bit. But I can't at this point. I'm not too concerned. I can't sit here and act like I'm worried about losing or anything else. I think we're in a good position, and I would suspect we would get a second goal sooner rather than later. Some of the opportunities we've created just have been too good to not really get a second goal at this point. Is my feeling. Could I see Bristol City getting a goal? Yeah, I could. But I'm certainly not terrified of it yet. I'm more terrified that more people are going to get injured because, my lord, have they come out ready for beef? They've come out like prime Roy Keane. He's cruising for a red. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm pretty confident right now. I'm not too worried right now. But we'll see. Woody says, good to see you, by the way, Alan. Hope you're well. Nothing against Mubamba, but this is why we shouldn't get too excited about players who perform at youth level. Maybe why Moyes isn't giving the others a chance. Hope he proves me wrong. Yeah, I'm hoping. So with Mubamba specifically, like I say, like Chris is saying here, Mubamba, I'm afraid, is not a Premier League player. I think it's another situation where he's just not. It's just not happening for him yet, which is a shame because I really, really genuinely like him. From what I've watched and from what I've heard, I really, really genuinely like him, and I like what he brings, and I think he has the tools. It's just about putting it together. And the one benefit to Paquetá going off so early is we're not seeing him in another deep position where he comes on with 20 minutes to go and, you know, the game is different than what it is and he's having to, I don't know, it's just not working for him. I'm hoping that he can really grow into the game. Has he in the first half? Probably not. I'm hoping in the second half he will do it. What's that to say about other youth players? I just don't think it's David Moyes' vibe. I don't think it's anything about performance. I just don't think it's his vibe. But I think when you look at Mubama, it's difficult to justify, right? It's difficult. Terrible injuries, bad, unhappy Hammer. Yeah, it's bad to see, Sonny. It's very, very bad to see. I mean, Paquetá, I'm hoping is not too. The positive thing is I hope neither of them are too bad. My concern with Mavropanos is that maybe he has like broken something. I don't know, like a broken rib or something. He landed very hard and he kept saying he had pains here and he was trying to breathe in and out and it looked like he was in pain just from breathing when he did go off, because he obviously came back on for a bit and then went off. And my hope with Paquetá is that it's not too serious. He was testing his knee when he got back up and it very clearly looked like a re-aggravation of what was happening previously. So I'm not too concerned. I'm not. It didn't look like anything fresh in that sense. And the fact that he walked off the pitch and walked around the pitch under his own strength without any help from the physio or anything, looking very normal, and given how quickly he came back the last time, I'm hoping that it's nothing major. And then by the time we come back, because obviously we've got a little bit of time off now between here and the next game, given the way the fixture list has worked out, I'm hoping that he'll be back by the next game and it won't be a problem. And look, I think realistically, he got an assist. We went 1-0 up. It made sense just to take him off. Even if we thought, yeah, maybe we could put him on, we could carry him on. We're already 1-0 up. There's no need to put the pressure on him. You know, that's fine. Although we obviously lose such a huge amount when Paquetá, such a huge amount when Paquetá goes off. Just a Yank, thank you very much for the 1999. It's very kind of you, hugely kind of you. Best Hammers Chat fan channel. Thank you. Charlie J, Gonzo and crew. Yeah, any super chats obviously don't just help me out. They help out the whole channel. Gio, Gonzo, and then the people behind the scenes as well, like Jack, who we do stuff with on the Patreon. Rebecca, who does a lot of the design. Shout out to the wonderful Rebecca. My G, Tom, who gets involved with that as well. Like, it helps out everyone. It's not just me, or not just even Gio and Gonzo. So thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I'll put your name into the top thing in a bit. I'll put your name up there in a second. But yeah. When's the draw for the next round? That's a great question, Steve. FA Cup draw. I don't actually know. That's a good question. Something we should probably look at another time. I think is that tonight? Scrolling. It'll be held tomorrow night at 10 to 8, is what they're saying. So we'll see. But whenever it is, if we are through to the next round, we will be live on this very channel doing a watch along for it. But I think it's tomorrow at 8, it seems to say. Mibao needs to be making runs across the box when Bowen Prowse carry the ball. Yeah, there's movement problems there, which I think, again, you get used to over time. One of the problems when you play two completely different styles of football in youth and at senior level is when the youth player steps up, they have to learn completely different automatons and movements and muscle memory. You know what I mean? That muscle memory between Bowen and Paquetá, for example, is there. It's instantaneous. Paquetá dropped deep. Bowen knew where he was going to run. He makes the run. Paquetá sees him. He knows what he's going to do. We almost know what's going to happen before it's there. When you're playing a completely different style of football at youth level than you are at senior level, which we are currently doing, you have to learn different things, and that doesn't seem to be helping him too much. Also, he's not playing as much football as he once was because he's not really playing loads of games at youth level either at the moment. But I agree. There's definitely some movement stuff. Brady. 100%. I big agree with you there. Joel's saying very physical game. They've been pretty dirty, to be honest. They have been very physical. Richard's saying Souček off. Brian's saying I see Cornet warming up. Maybe him in for Mubama. I wouldn't take Mubama back off just because it would probably, confidence levels would probably be absolutely wrecked. But we'll see. It wouldn't necessarily surprise me because I don't think it's worked, Brian. I will say that. I don't think it's worked. Digi is saying, I would tell Mubama to stop chasing for 10 minutes and use his natural movement when we have the ball. Yeah. Again, that's part of one of the plus points this season is we've gotten better at being on the front foot pressing when we have our key first choice players in those positions. We've gotten better at putting the opposition under pressure and moving as a unit, moving as a team. James Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Bowen, Paquetá, moving as a unit and sort of knowing what we need to do and when. Mubama doesn't seem to be totally in tune with that yet, which, is not necessarily a surprise. But I agree. This part of his movement is part of why I'm so excited about him and why I think it could work out. But yeah. Sorry, but Mubama is terrible. Offers nothing, says Richard. I think that's harsh. I understand what you're saying, but I think that's harsh. So he's saying, I think that match would sell out at the London Stadium for sure. I believe it is sold out today. I'm not entirely certain, but I think they announced that it was sold out. Whether or not that means everyone's there or not is a different question. INX says nothing to complain about as it's what I expected. I just don't suffer any injuries, which I was worried about this morning. No more, please. Yeah, that's kind of my vibe. And I expect the second half to play out much like the first, if we're being honest. I expect it to play out much like the first, except without those injuries would be nice. Also wouldn't necessarily be surprised about us maybe making subs at halftime, given the fact we only have one more opportunity to make subs in the second half because of the injuries. I don't know. Maybe it's different with injuries. I'm not entirely certain. Still. Been better from Mubama, but remember he was probably expecting to come on about 60-minute mark, not 16. I think without Paquetá, everyone in offence will just struggle to retain the ball and create more. Yeah, I agree with you, Daniel. I agree with you. Obviously not an ideal situation for anyone, ever. Not something you want to see, but I agree. I think, like I say, because he's got longer on the pitch now, I'm hoping he'll grow into the game, and hopefully in the second half, especially the opening 20 minutes of the second half, I really want to see him doing something, because we know the later it gets and the more we're still in the lead, we'll have that tendency to sort of start to think about locking it down and being a little bit more risk adverse and not really trying to do too much. So I'm hoping in these opening sort of 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, that he can really put a stamp on it and really show off what he can do, because it's just not quite happened yet. Pete says if that was a so-called top 6 team being chopped to bits, red cards would be flying like it's Christmas. I think the referee's been a bit... I think the referee could probably get involved with a bit more cards, if I'm being honest. I think he'd get more involved with a bit more cards. Chris says, and this is why I want to see the back of Moyes. What was he thinking playing Paquetá? I knew who's going to get injured, and I would love to see the possession percentage. Well, Well, I think he was thinking what happened, which is without him we struggled to create. With him, we got an assist and we scored instantaneously. You know what I mean? Possession wise, we have 57% or 56.8%. They have 43.2%. Just in case you're interested, you said you wanted to know, so there you go. And this is probably exactly what he's thinking, right? What E Davis says here: without Paquetá, we suck. You know, it sort of is what it is. It sort of is what it is. That I mean, the facts are facts. You know. Sometimes a goal lifts games, says Mike. Sometimes it kills it. This one, the latter. Yeah, I think after the after the injury, certainly it started to die down a little bit. 100%. E Davis follows up with the Paquetá one. He's the only player that's allowed to move around. You just let him do what he wants to do. And the rest of the players have their structure, which allows him the joy and the freedom to move around. Because if you had a bunch of players just moving around, then you'd get pulled to bits consistently. So the other players having their structure allows him the ability to do sort of that. But even that, he still plays within the structure of playing on the left and doing certain things. You know. I don't know, Mighty. I don't actually know who's currently. I haven't looked at Championship for a couple of weeks now. So let me just pull up the table very quickly, and I'll say it very quickly because we've got other things to do. I mean, Leicester seemed like an obvious one. They're so far ahead now. They're even further ahead than I looked last time. Do you know what? I'm going to back an Ipswich. Even though I do think they're going to drop down. It might be through the playoffs, but I am going to back an Ipswich. And we'll say... I'm going to say Leeds. When push comes to shove, I reckon Leeds have got it. That's an insane thing, Sibia. What's he bring? Well, he has Richard. You're forgetting that he doesn't just play for the first team. So, like when I've watched him in the youth academy, for example, or when I've watched him play in the Youth FA Cup last year, and any other time I've watched him playing in the under 21/3s, his physicality, his movement is really smart. He's got really good movement. But again, this is what I'm trying to say. When you move from the leap from youth football to senior football is massive, and when you're playing a different style of football, as both teams are coming back out onto the pitch, when you're playing a different style of football and you're playing with different types of people, the link up is different. So the run from Bowen is brilliant. Paquetá knows exactly where he's going to run. Bowen makes the run because he knows Paquetá can play that ball. Bish bash boss. It happens, right? You can't just do that after just coming on for a game. That's not how that works. You have to build up those relationships. And very clearly, without those relationships, what you're asking for is basically an outlet. My big problem with Mbama today is I think he's been pushed off the ball too easily. I think there's been a lot of times where there has been a long ball forward or there has been a header contest on something and he's just not done it. That's my biggest concern with him because he's good. He's good enough to deal with that stuff, and for some reason he's just not doing it. So there's lots of different things. There's lots of different things he brings. But yeah. Listen, I want to see him go out on loan just as much as anyone else, but seeing as he's not going out on loan, I want to get as much game time as possible because he has to grow into the role. You can't just throw youth players at the wall and then if they don't work, they don't work. That's not really how that works. You've got to give them the chance to succeed. That's what youth football is about. You have to give people the time to succeed. It's like when people say, "Oh, this manager plays youth players." Well, does he give? I heard that as well. What's that? Russ pulling bits. You know what's the what are you going to do? Are you going to give them consistent time to actually grow into it, or are you just going to lob them at the fire? And if they don't succeed, well, that's that. You cast them off aside. Youth football is a very, very difficult thing to get right. It's a very, very difficult thing to get right. The second half is on the way. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run two things. Eric, good to see you. So I hope you're well. In Canada, I believe it's on Sportsnet Plus. If that helps, I believe. Could be wrong. Re-aggravation, the same injury. It looked like Jackson. He was testing his knee. It looked like the same thing. I think I saw Borum in here. Did I see Raymond Borum in here? I think I saw him. I can't find the comment now. The chat was clicking around. But Eric, by the way, hope you're well. The chat was going around. Ray, if you're here. Love you, B. Both teams come out. It doesn't seem like there were any changes at halftime. At least none that I saw as the teams were coming out. Just looking at the bottom of the team, yeah, it doesn't seem like anything's happened. Big half for Mbama, specifically, I feel like. Big half for Mbama. By the way, if you're here, thank you very much. Massively appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're the most consistent fan channel when it comes to watch-alongs in the West Ham space. But of course, we're uploading videos all the time, regardless. On top of that, you know, your news, transfers, previews, all that good stuff constantly going on the channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos. And like the video, because it helps us out massively. It means when people type in West Ham Bristol, we're at the top. It helps the algorithm. Feed it and it shall serve. And apparently today it's serving, because 928 people in here right now, frankly, is too much. It's frankly a bit much, and I'm not entirely certain what to do with it. So I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. There he is. Get in. The one and only, the Dagenham Don, the Liverpool living legend. You love to see him. How are you, bro? Hope you're well. Bristol City battling for the ball. Pass back to Fabianski was a bit like a daisical, and the punt long goes out for a Bristol throw. But I'm not necessarily against it. I can't lie to you. I'm not necessarily against it, you know. Just come in. He seems like a very angry man. Like, don't get me wrong. Not necessarily of him on one side. Him on one side, Sue Fowl on the other. Nothing but problems. I'm here for it. Potentially, Nathan. It's not a bad shout, to be honest. It's not a bad shout. We'll see how... If we get a second, it wouldn't shock me. It definitely wouldn't shock me. If we got a second, it wouldn't shock me. Because like, when he went down holding his back after the knee from Pring, I think it was Pring. We'll see. Oh, Ray. Bristol coming in. Ray sent me a video of him doing the cleaning with me on his TV. Ray, love you. Good job on the floor, mate. Good job on the floor. I've been ignoring my floor, so it's probably best just to get out of the way, innit? Shot from range from Bristol City, deflects up. They're going to get the ball again. This is a good opportunity for them. Takes past one, tries to play it in. This is a really nice opportunity. He turns the wrong way, though. If he played it back in for the 1-2, they could have been through. The ball crossing's not bad, and Fabianski comes out and punches it, though. Early stage is good look from Bristol City in the second half. 4 minutes gone there. Away end is roaring. Good pressure from Divine Mubama. Tell you what, he did well. The press he gave up a little bit on early, but he did nicely there, Mubama. Come across, take up the space that you need to, cover off those passing lanes. James Ward-Prowse getting involved in that press as well. Go on, Mubama, go after it. We're closing in on them. We end up retreating backwards a little bit. I think there was an opportunity there where we maybe could have pushed them a little bit further on it, but it doesn't quite work out, and Bristol City come away with it. Apologies, everyone, for what's about to happen. When Adam Cole said Wardlow would drop the AEW title to him without a fight and he was healthy, I like that. Yes. Yes, a little bit. And to be fair, Wardlow's expression suggested as much. Oh, Jared Bowen does really well there. Really well. The pass wasn't great, but we've come away with the ball, but he does really well to control it around. Like, it zooms in on him and he's just sort of like... Which, although it was like smug, like, yeah, I will, it felt very much like a... Yeah, kind of vibe, you know? Throw in on the right-hand side for us. The moment when the Undisputed theme dropped, big. Oof, Souček put his head in where it counted there, and we come away with it because of it. Fornells out wide to Emerson. It's a good question, Jeff. I believe they missed the Prem as well. Does anyone know? But I believe they missed the Prem as well because it's domestic, right? But they wouldn't miss Europe. Is that how that works? I think that's how it works, but I might be wrong, Jeff. If anyone knows this, if someone gets sent off today, do they miss Prem games or just Cup? I believe they miss both, but if you do have the information, do let Jeff know, and also me. Ball back to the Bristol City goalkeeper. Mubama just covering off the passing lanes forward. James Ward-Prowse getting involved now as Jared Bowen. This is nice from us. This is what we're talking about. They're going to try and change it up now. They don't end up hoofing it out. Nice pressing. Good work. That's a good press there, and we win a throw-in. Jared Bowen looking a little bit tired, but yeah. Re-aggravation of the same injury, Paul. It looked like went off testing his knee, so re-aggravation. Long throw from Sufal. Loses out on it, but Jared Bowen picks up the ball, hits it, deflects off a Bristol City defender, and then they try to calmly play it away. That's going to be a free kick. Potential yellow card as well for James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, he picks it up. Picks it up. Professional foul from James Ward-Prowse there. Ball gets headed forward. It's a little bit stretched from Bristol, but the tackle from James Ward-Prowse is even more stretched. And it's an easy yellow card, that one. An easy yellow card. Yeah, I mean, he's so completely vital to the way we play, especially on that left-hand side. Like, he's just so vital to what we do. And I think Pablo Fornals has actually done a decent job for us today. I think he's done. I actually think he's done a decent job for us today on the left-hand side in his wake, sort of doing some of the similar things that he does. Obviously, nowhere near to the same level. But you're also just missing Paquetá from the added front line, and you're taking in a youth player instead. So the levels just drop so drastically, don't they? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, Slenders. It really is. But it's not a surprise why he's, being linked with teams like Manchester City, because he is that good. Good tackle. Emerson does really well there. Does really well. It's gonna be a corner to Bristol. Nicely done. I'd say both, Nathan. A big Frank Reynolds guy, yes. Obviously a big Frank Reynolds guy, but also just general love for the boy. I was tweeting about this the other day. He should be Detective Pikachu. It should not have been Ryan Reynolds. Oh, it's not even going to be a corner. He's won a goal kick. Love that from us. Thought it would be a corner. Imagine Detective Pikachu, but it's even without saying what happens at the end of. Imagine what happens at the end of Detective Pikachu, the film. But it's Danny DeVito and not Ryan Reynolds, Cross in, all flipping heck. The cross in actually wasn't bad from Bristol City, but the header early was a bit insane. It goes flying. I don't know why he's gone for that. Same injury, Paul. Same injury. There was a couple of years back. This was pre-COVID, so maybe 4 years back, maybe 2019, maybe 2018, I don't know. I was setting up a FIFA tournament during the summer between all the channels, but it just never got around to. I just never got around to actually doing it. Like, I'd spoken to venues and stuff, and the idea would have been filming it all, and then we could each upload our matches on individual channels and stuff. Like, I had this idea, and like, I started speaking to a venue in Stratford about doing it, because without them it would have been a bit difficult, and I had everything set up, and then I was going to start talking to channels, but it just never ended up working out. I like the idea, but I don't know if it will ever work out, unfortunately. I don't think any of those things will ever work out. You get your occasional cross-channel video type stuff, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I have no idea who's gonna win. I'm very excited for it though. Bristol City trying to work their way down the right hand side. SCW. Good tackle, Emerson again. Yeah, SCW, the wrestling channel. Steve, a West Ham fan, watches the watch-alongs occasionally. Watches some Hammers Chat videos. He's putting together a video about predicting the Rumble that I am in. I don't know when it will be up. I assume soon. So subscribe to SCW if you haven't already. Look to try and whip it across. Good interception there from Angelo Ogbono, and Alvarez linking up nicely, just calmly passing. Alvarez better in this second half, but we have been unbelievably passive in this second half. We've really struggled to get anything going whatsoever. There you go. Mubama get the control just a little bit. There. Oh, good interception again. Tell you what, Emerson's having a very good second half defensively. But yeah, what are we at? 11 minutes into this second half, and it's just... The thing is, they don't look particularly dangerous, but we just look like we have nothing in particular right now. Ooh, Ooh, I have not. I haven't been on Twitter that much. I should have a look. I'll have a look after this. I assume that's where you sent it to me because I haven't looked. You're 100% correct. Collingwood, you're 100% correct. It 1000% would have been him. Played across. That's a great opportunity for Bristol City. Comes across. Secondary shot. And he has missed an absolute worldie. Pring has missed a beautiful, beautiful opportunity. Ball got played across from the right-hand side to Bristol City. Several men in there. None of them seem to be able to take the chance. It's played nicely down the right-hand side, and it's whipped in from their right back across that corridor of uncertainty. A couple of people there. No one gets the touch. And then Pring arrives late. Soufal, no clue he's there. He's covering the man on the inside. And he steams onto it and then just hits an absolute hammer blow wide. That is such a good opportunity for Pring. A huge, huge opportunity, and he completely fluffs his lines. My lord. My lord. I assume he does it in the Vlasic. I can't do the accent, but Vlasic. I assume that's what he does. Shout out Nicola. You know? Vlasic, specifically, not just a random woman called Nicola. Although, shout out to a random woman called Nicola. Vlasic. I can't do the voice. Cross comes in from Bristol City. Deflects. It's going to be a corner. This feels very... they take it short and they take it quick. This feels very... not good from us. Thankfully, their routine doesn't work out and it's booted away. And it's going to be a throw into them on the left-hand side by the halfway line. Yeah. Ray, I despise you. You know this, right? You know I'm not keen. I'm not keen. My trustworthy friend. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Sign the Pring, you know? Sign the Pring. Get him in. Oh, love that. Another incredible stat. Moyes missed a pen when playing for Bristol City in the 80s. Love that. I did notice the Angelo Ogbonna, good interception. I did notice for into Bristol City. I did notice that when the Bristol City fan Gio spoke to on the channel a couple of days ago, mentioned that Moyes played for him back in the 80s. Cody is my dude. Met him a few years ago in an ROH show when he was champion. Took a picture. Really nice, humble guy. That's awesome, just the yank. A friend of mine is starting at Cody Rhodes Wrestling School on Monday. The Nightmare Academy. He's starting to wrestle there on Monday. He's flown from London, where he lives with me. We do stuff together. He's flown to America to train for 3 months at Cody Rhodes Wrestling School, and he starts on Monday. I'm incredibly excited for him. Jared Bowen wins a free kick off, shockingly, Pring. All action. Can do everything but score. Picks up a yellow card. Unsurprisingly. No. He's my trustworthy friend. Jeff. Never happening. If you are just joining us, you're looking for a way to watch the game, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Great opportunity for Bristol City. Hits it. It's 1-1, and that's a fantastic finish from Conway. An absolutely brilliant finish. Storms forwards, charges in, and sluts it past Fabianski. We get caught out in awkward ways, and that is a really, really strong finish. I want to look at the replay again to see how he had so much space. But it's a great finish. Ball gets played forward. Big boot forward. Oh, it's so poor from us. But it's a great finish. Big boot forward. Mubama doesn't get the header to it. It bounces around. 1 point bounces back to their number 8. It's a brilliant through ball. Beautifully done from, I don't know who their number 8 is, but that is perfectly done. And then Conway, number 15 up front, slots at home. It's 1-1. Unsurprisingly, I mean, this second half has been all Bristol City. We have been unbelievably passive in this second half. We just have not been at the races at all. It's so this is for the question, why did we start Paquetá? It's for this exact reason. Because without him, we really struggle. And with 1-1 now, we've had almost nothing in this second half. Almost nothing. To be fair to Bristol City, they've been doing their thing. Second half, they've stepped up a gear. It felt like the first half they weren't really there. It wasn't really too concerning. There wasn't really much going on. Second half, it certainly felt like they've stepped up a lot more. And I tell you what, they've been the best. They've been the better team, and that is an absolutely beautiful finish from Conway. And the ball through from, I don't know who their number 8 is, but the ball through from whoever that is was absolutely perfect. West Ham have a free kick now, wide on the right hand side. It's going to be essentially a deep corner, almost on the touchline, 35-40 yards away from goal, almost in the right corner quadrant, almost on the touchline. James Ward-Prowse is standing over it. You suspect he's going to be the one to whip this in. He is. Ogbono's there, can't get his head to it. It almost drops down for Alvarez. Doesn't quite happen. Cleared away. It's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Soufal just keeps it clean. Back to Fabianski, and we reset. We reset. Poor play from us. Like we'll be like I say, 100% credit to Bristol City. They got their opportunity. The ball through, the assist, honestly, is. Maybe Bama loses out again. The ball through is so nice, right? But like the play from us is god awful in the build up to that. Big ball forward. Spacing behind from Bristol City is wild at the moment. He cuts inside looking for the shot. Loses out in easy interception there from Pablo Fornals, who has no options. He tries a long pass towards Jared Bowen and just thankfully Pring runs it out off the pitch as well. Poor. Listen, if the people vote for it, Slenders, the people vote for it, you know? Ogbonna plays it back to Fabianski. Huge ball forward. Souček battles for it, loses out, but we come away with the ball anyway. It's with Edson Alvarez, who cuts it out, plays it back forward to Thomas Souček. He's got Jared Bowen on the overlap, finds him. Jared Bowen looks to cross it in. Oh, just behind him. I wanted him to score so badly. Emerson picks up the ball wide on the other side, crosses it back in, hits. I don't know if it hits the frame of the goal. I don't know if it hits the post or whatever. Apparently, it's going to be a corner. Not entirely certain how, but yeah. There's been enough calls for bells. I will lob the poll in chat in a second. Jared Bowen whipped it across and it was just behind Mubamri. He makes a really nice run as well into the right position, but the cross was just behind him. Let's get that poll in stream now. Bell, yes, no, poll in chat currently. I'll give it until 66.5-ish. Whipped in, 66.5, 67, something like that. Get your opinions heard. West Ham's cross from the corner because it's in swinging never works, but we still have possession of the ball. Looking to whip it in. That's not a bad whipping at all. Souček was there, but unfortunately couldn't get over the ball. Jumps up, can't even, just has to fully launch himself to try and reach it. From a great whipped-in cross from Jared Bowen, a lot better that second one. Cuts in on his stronger foot, wide. It's a beautiful cross in, but just a little bit too high for Thomas Souček, and he's underneath it all the time. Never. They will never forget it. They will never forget it. I realised I haven't put... Just the Yank, I haven't put your name in a thing yet. This game is getting very open all of a sudden, and they are once again on the ball. Coming forward, Bristol City, we've got back in numbers. And they got absolutely crowded out. They went a corner from it, but good defense in there. Good defending there. There was a moment where they were flying forward and they seemed to have equal numbers. But we slowed them down enough to get the people back and then just crowd them out. They take the corner short. Shot comes in, easily collected. Shot from range was never going in and easily collected from Lucas Fabianski. Game is really opening up, getting a bit quicker here. And it's benefiting both sides. Fabianski decides to take his time. One of my bigger problems. Ben Johnson is looking to come on. Ben Johnson is stripped out. He's just putting his shirt on now. We'll see who's going to come on for. That'll be very interesting. But Ben Johnson does look like he's going to come on. I'll give the poll 30 more seconds. Well, Mubama does well there. On the ball, doesn't really have any options. Is forced to take it, to turn and play it back to Pablo Fornals. Overhit cross. The idea was nice, but the ability was just not there, unfortunately. Zuma, this easy goes down there. Conway, a bit too easy for my liking. Alvarez plays it forward. It's one of those ones I've seen given as a foul, but I personally don't think it is one. Jared Bowen charging forward. He's got a pullback option. He decides to cross it. Pablo Fornals can't quite get there before the Bristol City player does get it away. It's just a poor execution of passing from them, and we regain possession of the ball. Nice little triangle. Emerson looking to find his options forward. We're passing it around relatively quickly here. Yeah, me. I hate the idea of Moyes in, Moyes out as a concept, but I'll openly say that I'm not Moyes out. But I think the idea of Moyes in, Moyes out is such a needlessly aggressive clash that's not necessary. I think it's a much more complicated situation. Crossed in, doesn't quite work out. Kurt Zuma, awkward touch, but we still have possession of the ball at least. Mubama can't quite get the control, but he's there. Go on, have a pop. Doesn't quite work out again. I like the idea though, and he's got the ball once more. Lays it short to Fornals. We're knocking on the door at this point. Not a bad cross. People in there. Doesn't quite work out for any of them. Bowen manages to get the ball to Emerson. It's going to be a corner. Nice work. Nice work. Do I want him to get a new contract? I stay out of the debate on the watch-alongs because I really do believe there's such better places to have that conversation. And in the heat of the middle of the match, I think it's so pointless to have. A contract? I don't know. Maybe. Whipped in from the corner. Punched away. And then hoofed away big time from Bristol City. Vladimir Sufal charging back to get it. I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. You're not wrong, Chippy. To be fair, you're not wrong. I think that's 100% true. I realize I'm now tiptoeing into that scenario of getting into this conversation. You're not wrong necessarily. I don't believe that's the case with this, especially right now. I feel like it's a pointless conversation to have because realistically, we're not going to get rid of him. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Oh, that's nicely done from James Ward-Prowse. It's a little bit too far, but I like the idea. That's the sort of stuff I've wanted more from James Ward-Prowse, by the way. Those big crossfield diags. I'm sure he's capable of doing them. And it was nicely done to control it and then instantly hit. But yeah, I feel like, I don't think you're wrong, Chippy, with sometimes these things do boil down into that. I don't necessarily disagree with you there. I think it's a lot more complicated. I think two people, Maxwell Cornet is also coming on alongside Ben Johnson. It'll be interesting to see who he comes on for. The difference here being, the reason I feel like it's slightly a pointless conversation to have most of the time, on watch-alongs it's different because you're in the middle of a heated match. We're winning 1-0, 1-1 happens, all of a sudden it becomes a different conversation. We go 2-1 up, it becomes a different conversation. You can't sit and have an actual, discussion about it. It becomes a very difficult thing to have, right? I would say it's almost a point of conversation to have in general because he's not going to go. We are not in a situation in which he is under any pressure whatsoever. He's not going to go until the end of the season. If we were in the relegation battle, it would be a completely different way of going around it. But at this point, it's just not going to happen until the end of the season. I think there are conversations to be had where you can fully discuss the nuances and then you can come to conclusions at the end of it. But just saying Moyes in or Moyes out isn't a conversation. That's just shouting two opposing ideas at people, at each other, and there being no actual discussion in the midst of that. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting at. I understand that's a bit of an over-the-top way of saying it, but it is what it is. Anyway, Pablo Fornals plays it out wide right-hand side. In the last 5 minutes, it's been all West Ham. We've created a couple of good opportunities from it either as well, but still not getting the important goal. Crossing doesn't quite work out. Bristol City have all of the yellow shirts back right now, not a single person forward. All action defensive mode. Alvarez lays it short to Ward-Prowse. Nice 1-2. Good ball into Thomas Souček, who can't quite convert it. Shot from range. Deflects off one of the Bristol City players from Pablo Fornals, and it's going to be a throw in to us. It's not sitting on the fence. It's saying the complicated... Okay. It is not sitting on the fence. It's saying that there's too much to talk about than to put it in one simple term. I do not think David Moyes is going now. I do not want David Moyes to go right now. At the end of the season, it's a completely different conversation. At the end of this match, it will be a completely different conversation. I've said this to people before. For example, right? Oh, it's a nice ball over the top. This is a good opportunity. Taken down. It's going to be a corner at worst. Jarrod Bowen doing well. Bell, thank you. Topher, absolutely unreal shout. I'll say this quickly. I think it looks to have been consistent. Yes, thank you though, Topher. 76% said yes. I'll go grab the bell in a second. Thank you very much for reminding me. I've completely forgotten. M. Brandon, that's just insulting, my G. You're calling anyone who says Moyes in dumb. This is the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, it's going to be a corner. James Ward-Prowse, this is why you don't have the conversation. Whipped in, header. Over. Human there. Right, let me grab it. Hang on, I'll be back in a sec. Feel free to insult me all you like because, you know, the pings are slightly different. We're making a triple sub. Wait, we'll go in a sec. Triple sub. Who's that? So Sue Fowler's coming off. For Johnson. Is that Danny Ings? At least be two up front. Please at least be two up front. I don't want to see Mubama come off. I think it would be too bad for him. I don't want to see another situation where we bring on a striker. Well, he's gone for it. Alvarez is coming off, so he's gone for it. And I believe it is going to be a two up front situation. Alvarez has come off. And then you'd imagine they're also making subs as well. James is coming on. Wyman is coming on. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I think, was it Fornals who came off? I'm just going to say it's Fornals. Screw it. Fornals for... Who's the other person who's warming up? How far did it go? Corner. He's gone for it. It might not be what I would want to do, but he has gone for it. Jesus Christ. You're not wrong, Val. You're not wrong. Listen, you want to know what I find annoying about David Moyes? It's definitely that. Anyway, I'm going to go grab this bell. That's a wild triple sub. He's gone for it. 4-4-2. Yeah, got bell. If he's done what I think he's done, which is go 4-4-2, drop the bell instantaneously. Where the hell has it gone? I've lost the bell. I've lost it if ever there was a bad sign. Where the heck has it gone? It's all the way back here. Oh. I've picked the bell back up if ever there was a bad sign. There was a bad sign. Jesus Christ. Right. There we go. He's got, I mean, look, hopefully the 4-4-2, one, helps Danny Ings, but more importantly, having a two up front, hopefully that helps Mubama a little bit, right? That's my first thing to say. Secondly, if he has taken off, did he take off Fornals for Cornet? So he's got two traditional wingers on either side. He's gone for it. I'm not happy about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not happy about the way, I'm not happy with the subs he's made. I'm happy with the people he's brought on, but I don't. don't know. I mean, it's mostly Ings I'm annoyed about, isn't it? Let's be real about. Here we go. And it goes. Thankfully, it'll shut me up for a second. You'll have to see it. Here we go. Ellen, let's go. Now we play. Now we play. I mean, that is probably part of it. I'm lazy as all hell, Mrs. Judas. I can't lie to you. I'm lazy as all hell. I should probably sort that out at some point. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I like having it in the corner. Will it go away off between next now and the next match? Yes, but for now, it's nice. Right, I need to look at one. I had to take Alvarez off. He's on the yellow. There. Alvarez never got that yellow. Yeah. That's a fair point, actually. Cornet hooks it away. Well, Maxwell, you got your chance. Come on then. Come on then. That's your chance. Okay, look, I'll say this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on the David Moyes stuff, right? Just because what I did there, stupidly, what I did is I tiptoed into the conversation too much while saying that I didn't want to be in the conversation, and then people very rightly were like, bro, what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Poor from me, silly, given the fact I never do this, right? So what I'll say is I'll say this very quickly. While nothing's really happening, we're battling for the ball in midfield. Obviously, I'll interrupt myself several times. Like now, no, but Bamba doesn't chase it. Okay, we go. Ben Johnson goal inbound. I would love it. What a man. What a man. I don't like the Moyes in, Moyes out debate for several reasons. The first one is it's way too toxic. It's such an incredibly toxic thing to like conversation to try and be involved with. And every time I do try and be involved with it, it ends up at people just screaming. And I don't think that's necessarily conducive to having an actual good conversation, because it's such an incredibly nuanced thing to talk about someone in the basic terms of in or out when there are legitimate problems, right? I, for example, am more in the camp of Moyes in. No, I don't like... Oh my God, he's a mile offside. Surely he's about 10 miles offside. Conway is through and he scored a second, but he's about 8 yards. He was about a mile offside. There is no chance that was ever standing. It was one of those situations where the linesman can't take his flag up for whatever reason, despite the fact he's about 8 miles offside. My man was like Eminem. Look at him. I think he knew that as well because the way he played it. I don't like the Moyes in, Moyes out paradigm because I think it boils down what is quite an incredibly nuanced subject, because there are reasons to absolutely adore David Moyes. He won us our first European trophy, and he won us first trophy in such a long time. We have played incredible football. He is consistently getting the best results that we've ever seen I have ever seen at West Ham. But there are also legitimate reasons why you would dislike the guy. You know, the boring football, the stubbornness, the frankly stubborn nature of things he does sometimes, the lack of youth players. There are lots of reasons why you should or could dislike David Moyes. But this is what I'm saying. It's such a really difficult topic to talk about and to boil down when it is so nuanced. That's not to say that, as Chippy said, that's not to say at the end of it you can't come to a conclusion, because you 100% can. But what happens is you have two sides, or two people a lot of the time, who have already come to their conclusion just shouting two words, Moyes in or Moyes out, at each other, and there's no conversation to be had. It's just screaming. And that's kind of why I don't like getting into the topic, because it is so unbelievably toxic and it doesn't need to be that way. Especially when you have a platform like YouTube, right, where I can sit down with someone who is of a different mindset, or we can have conversations with lots of different people and actually talk about it in a more nuanced setting. But the problem is that I only do these things on watch-alongs, and this is like the least nuanced setting possible, especially to have conversations like that. So I try to stay out of it, and for that exact reason. It's a good opportunity for them through good tackle. Good tackle by Zuma, cuts it out, and that's why I try to stay away from it. So it is what it is, you know. Easy collection from Fabianski. That's not to sit on the fence. That's not to like say one side or the other, whatever. None of that. That's just explaining my position of why I'm not getting into it right now. And what I stupidly did was tiptoe into the conversation while going, I don't want to be part of the conversation. And then people go, well, you're in the conversation now, you stupid idiot, which was 100% the correct thing to do. So there's the stance. That's what I'm saying. Currently, it's 1-1. We move. In the chat, try not to argue with each other. Try not to get into personal... Like, you can have discussions. You can talk about it. But don't stray into beefing with each other or shouting at each other or getting personal or anything like that. Try not to. I try to... Oh, that's not a bad ball in. There's no one in there, though. I try to make this a nice place for everyone to come and watch the game together. We can all take the joys of winning a European trophy together, whereas we can all watch the incredibly frustrating performance of West Ham versus Bristol City or losing to Liverpool together and all these other things. Let's try not to, like, argue with each other, yeah? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So yeah, try not to. Try not to. I love you all. I love you all. Ray, Shush, Borum, I'm putting you on notice. I'm putting you on notice. You spam it one more time, my friend. Ray, I have your phone number. I'll ring you. Don't think I won't. Anyway, right, we're here. Ball's getting played around. West Ham on the ball currently. Thomas Souček does really poorly there. Just completely fluffs his lines. Thankfully, so the Bristol City ball over the top was poor. Oh. There we go. Right. Belt in. Nicely. I'm here for it, Lim. Don't worry. It's been in. We're here. We're here. Ogbonna on the ball. Pinged forward. Right, Ray, what I'm going to do, right, is I'm timing you out. Okay? I'm timing you out because you're a massive troublemaker. Ball gets played back to Fabianski. Big boot up the pitch. Looking for Mubama. Doesn't quite work out. Nice interception there from Danny Ings. Mubama, I don't know what's happened to Mubama. He's struggling with something. I think one of his shoes has come off crossing. I'm not sure. It's going to be a corner. I tell you what, as bad as we have been, and we have been, to be fair, we've not been good enough. But I tell you what, Jared Bowen is consistently a thing. Just so you all know, Ray is now currently spamming it to me on WhatsApp. So I might have typed him out in the chat. Unfortunately, he has access to my personal line. It's going to be a corner to West Ham on our right hand side. It's going to be an outswinger from James Ward-Prowse. There's big people in there. Could get a head onto it. Almost there. Deflection. Mubama. Oh, goal. It's in. Oh, it's wide. Oh, it was so close from Danny Ings. It almost happened. It almost happened. I'm not joking, by the way. He's legitimately just spamming it to me. So close. Ball gets played in. Header comes down from one of them, and Mubama takes a swing at it. I think Jared Bowen's there swinging a foot at it. It doesn't quite work. It bounces back out. Oh. Nice pressing from Danny Ings. Doesn't quite work out. Jared Bowen was also there. It feels like if either team are going to score right now, it's going to be us. But we're stretched going for this. We're very stretched, and Bristol City look capable of sneaking in and getting a goal. 5 minutes to go. I really would like this to not go to replay. That would be beautiful. Offside, we'll take it. I really, really would like this to not go to replay. Bloody Ray Borum. Listen, he'll be free in 5 minutes. He'll be free in 5 minutes. Bristol City going to make another substitute here. Bell is coming off for... Don't know who that player is. Cornick. Harry Cornick. No worries, John. We really could not. I tell you what, we need as few games as possible. Oh, we've managed to get in there. Ball played out wide from Danny Ings. Finds Mubama, who cut inside, tried to make it work. It feels more like Mubama's playing on the right, to be honest, and Jarrod Bowen's down the centre. It feels like Mubama's on the right wing at the moment. He keeps finding himself on the ball out there. We still have possession. We're passing it around in Bristol City's half at the moment, trying to restart or create an opportunity. It's a nice idea from Mubama. He's trying to battle his way through. It doesn't quite work out because Cornet is very firmly taking up his position at left wing, and it does feel, I don't know, Bowen's feeling very central. It's very central. We'll see how it moves forward. Listen, I wouldn't mind seeing us play at Bristol City, like I say, but maybe that's what it was all along. I didn't even think about that. They had their own Bell, and he's a fully grown man, not just cheese. Maybe that's what it was. We're all looking at the Christmas tree. I'm saying it's because they had their own Bell. Emerson gets the foot in. Good work there to get it forward. Danny Ings on the ball. I'll tell you what, Danny Ings does well there. Lovely little turn. Big ball across to Bubama, who's looking very lively since the subs have happened. He is taking up position. He's fallen over. After all that, he fell over. He's taken up this position on the right wing. But he does look lively, I'll tell him that. Cornet, wide on the left-hand side. Plays it into Emerson. Nice flick over the top. Doesn't quite work out, but it was a nice idea. Danny Ings looks lively. I'll give him that much. He's getting involved. Would I have brought him on? Jesus Christ, no. But he's getting involved. He's pulling. He's just turned a man. Danny Ings has just turned a man. What's going on? What's going on? He plays it out to Cornet. Cross hits the first man. It's going to be a corner. Look, would I have brought Danny Ings on? No. Would I say at this point that he is potentially, and I don't use this term lightly, pulling strings in our front line? A little bit. We've won a corner from it. James Ward-Prowse to take it in swinger from the right hand side, from the left hand side. It's not bad, but it gets headed away. His first man, but it was deep in there. It wasn't the usual nonsense. Driven back across, ball over the top. James Ward-Prowse is there. He lets that go out front of a corner. Another corner. Here we go. 90th minute, yet another corner. James Ward-Prowse to take it. Solid. I don't know. And I don't think he'll ever do it again, bless, but not a bad corner as well. Headed away from Bristol City. Not bad, though. Deeper in that time. Nodded back towards goal from Ben Johnson. Jarrod Bowen collects the ball. He's charging around with it. Nice inside flick. Back. Oh, it landed to Ogbonna, bless. It landed to Angelo Ogbonna, who hoofs it with his right foot. It goes over. You hate to see it. 4 additional minutes. 4 additional minutes. Yeah, I never thought I'd say it, Cape. I never thought I'd say it, and I'll be real with you. I don't think I'll ever say it again. In fact, I'm almost certain I'll never say it again. Tiago, don't spam. I'll also say I'll never say it again. But right now, listen. He's come on. He's doing things. Touches in the opponent's box. Bowen, 11. Emerson, 4. Souček, 4. Fornals, 4. And then Bell, 4. Crossed into the box from them. Headed away once more. Thomas Souček with a handball in a very, very annoying area. It's going to be a free kick to Bristol City in a very good position due to a needless handball from Thomas Souček. It's headed away from Kurt Zouma. I don't know if it entirely is a handball, but he didn't seem to complain too much. Poor from him. It's a free kick in a really nice area for Bristol City. You're talking to the right-hand side of the centre. It's good range. Fabianski trying to organise this ball. It's really good range from them. Hit. Thankfully, it was crap. Thankfully, it was crap. He went for the cross instead of the shot, and he's headed well over. Thank Christ for that. One and a half minutes to go. 90 seconds to go. This is not a replay I wanted, I'll be honest with you. It's not a replay I wanted. Remember, there will be a review straight after this live on this very channel. Cornet lays it short to Danny Ings. Nice idea to try and play it through. Battling for it. Emerson can't quite get there. Angelo Bono with a bullet header from deep. Goes flying forward. Keep pushing, keep pressing. There's only 60 seconds left. Throw everything at it. Having said that, they're coming forward with a beautiful opportunity on the right-hand side. Whipped in. Jesus Christ, a terrifying moment there. Played back across, headed away from someone. I think it's Ben Johnson. Jarrod Bowen picks up the ball. Go, 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 go. He loses out to Pring. You hate to see it. 30 seconds left before this goes to replay. Like I said, remember, there will be a review live at full time on this channel. So make sure to stick around because we'll be having that soon. Subscribe if you haven't already. West Ham trying to find a way forward. Big boot across the pitch. Collected deep from Maxwell Cornet, who decides to take his time for some reason. Lays it short to Emerson. Wins a throw in. 4 minutes is up. And there it is. 4 minutes is over. 1-1, the final score. 1-1, the final score. And a replay we really didn't need. 2 injuries we didn't need. Jarrod Bowen's currently down, I hope with cramp. Although the physio who's gone across to him hasn't instantly just tried to stretch him out, so God knows what's happened. But yeah. There we go. Really disappointing. I can't lie. Really, really disappointing. A result we really didn't need. Always would have preferred to just go out, just to get it over and done with, so you didn't have to play more games. But that does mean we're going to have to play an extra game. Not sure when yet, but you're damn sure that when it does happen, we'll be live on this very channel doing it. Spamming a link to the live review in chat right now. Click on that. Go ahead, jump in, get involved. Gonzo will be live in a few moments' time to talk about the match in detail. Thank you all for joining. I massively, massively appreciate you. Before you go, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, of course, because we are the most consistent fan channel when it comes to West Ham watch-alongs around. Like the video because it helps us out massively. And yeah, I massively appreciate you all. Thanks once more, of course, to Just a Yank, to BMF. To Asmi and to the Oxby for all of your super chats. It helps us out a huge amount. I'll once again spam the link in chat. End the stream now. Thank you all for watching. I will see you for the next match and potentially tomorrow for the draw stream. We'll see what happens. But yeah, see you then. Enjoy the review. Catch you later. Cheers, everyone. Bye. Bye.